What is going on, everybody? And welcome in to episode number 67. And what I have to say is probably one of the most dynamic and important episodes that we've done this year. Because welcome to the new design, guys.
Yeah, we in HD now, boys.
We're in HD. Multiple different platforms now across the board, with myself and Scruffy moving over to the YouTubes. We got the new design. Enigma's holding it down on the Twitch side. It's crazy. What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Welcome in to episode number 67. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic to be here. I'm so we've been prepping for this moment for such a long time. A lot of work has gone in the back end. Thank you so much to Sunbright. Did I say that right? So it's Sunbright or Sunbright? Sunsprite Bay. There we go. For the amazing design redo that we've got for the show. Super stoked about that. You can take a look at it. I can't stop staring at it. It looks amazing. We've got new overlays, new intro and outro transitions. So it's look, man, we guys told you.
Us fam.
Yeah, we told you that we were going to be stepping it up, and sure damn enough, we be stepping it up. So welcome into the new and improved episode. And this is episode number 67. And you gotta have to get used to the sexiness that is this, because this is the way it looks now. It just is what it is. So get used to it. So yeah. So anyway,
huge. It's huge.
It is. It's exciting. It's exciting stuff. So but yeah, welcome on in. As always, we got the whole entire crew here. Myself, Scruffy, Bill, Enigma. We're all holding it down. And this is we got some stuff to talk about. It's gonna be a juicy discussion week this week. Not as much as happened on the news side, but trust me, we'll always bring that nice enthusiastic fire that you all love. And if this is your first time here, welcome in. If you're not the first time here, just know that you can go to anchor.fm/prepatch podcast and go take a look and download all of our episodes. We're getting our YouTube channel up to date. Enigma and Scruffy are working on the YouTube side of things to get all of our channel update. If you also haven't checked over there, go look at that. Enigma did a phenomenal job giving that a facelift too. So we just looking sexy all the way around the board. Just saying.
Looking good. Get it. Our Twitter. Our Twitter is also updated as well.
Snap!
Go and look at that. We are now under the acronym of @Prepatch Podcast, no longer Prepatch Team. We're just Prepatch Podcast.
It's not
show, baby.
It's not PP. It's not.
No, not PPP.
It's PPP.
Just PP. Yeah.
Okay, just PP. Okay. All right.
It's PP poo poo.
Well, but yeah. So, we're gonna address one thing that if you guys haven't noticed, obviously, if you do follow the myself and Scruffy and everybody else, you may have noticed a change, but you may kind of be wondering, there's no Twitch logo underneath my name or Scruffy's name anymore. Mr. Bill.
We got canceled.
we got canceled. Yeah. Twitch found out about all the hate that we were throwing and spewing, and so they just banned us. No. So we have come to the red side. I'm not gonna say the dark side because it's the red side. We've come to the red side. We moved over to Big Red. Yeah. So we're over here streaming now live on the YouTube side of things. So hope you guys welcome us with open arms. Bill, thanks for all the help. As well as to Enigma too.
No worries.
As well as to Enigma too. Enigma has helped us a lot with assets and getting ideas and shorts and thumbnails and all that kind of good stuff. So, but yeah, we're over here now. So addressing that.
All the support's been awesome, man. Seriously.
It has. It has. I will say the one thing that I am upset about is I don't know how to change my fucking title that is live right now that's saying multi-streaming with Restream.io, because I thought it would change, but it doesn't. So anybody that's watching,
you got to go to edit video. Bill was right. Bill's on it.
I have to go to edit video.
Buddy.
Well, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do that in the middle of the show. So.
I just did. So are
how?
Are you too
well,
good for
I'm
that?
also. Well, take over the hosting for a minute. Say something. Bring up some interesting shit so I can do it.
It's called about adapting, Sin. We
It's-
gotta be on it with this YouTube game.
Well, adapt and do the intro, so I'm not having to sit
Dude,
here and do this.
guys, real quick. I just burned 3,000 calories today, or 3,000 calories today. Be proud of me. I'm getting my fitness up. For the
Keep going.
Halloween season.
I'm almost done.
We gotta
I
have
gotta
almost
be,
like
I gotta be the
60 in the house.
spookiest slut that I can be, and
Yeah,
therefore
man.
gotta trim down.
I
Wait,
want to
can
see
you-
you in like a tight nurse outfit or something, like the DBD nurse or whatever.
There we
Can
go.
you-
I can do that.
Yeah,
I
man.
got you, boo boo.
Let's do
And now
it.
I know your life now, so I
Yep.
got that.
Wait, can you say that on YouTube? I mean, it's already done now, but can we say that on YouTube? Are we able to say?
Say what? I
Spooky
don't know if
slut?
you want to.
Yeah, that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Hey,
You
We're
do,
still-
YouTube. We've been saying a lot worse things that you guys haven't
Long-
cared about on YouTube so far.
As-
So now that you
as
guys are
long
over
as it's
here, I'm glad
educational,
you have
you know?
concern.
It is education. You know, we
As long as
I
it's
didn't care
educational.
before,
Bill,
but now
Bill's
that
like,
you're here,
I'm glad you care now,
self-preservation
you
kicks in, and
asshole.
you're like, well, fuck,
Uh,
fuck. How's that
Right.
sound, guys?
I mean, I
I'm
wasn't
okay
gonna,
with it.
I wasn't gonna change saying, saying fuck. I mean, that was good. That's like in my vocabulary. Like that's never
Yeah.
gonna change.
Yeah,
So don't ever.
I got it. I got you guys. Porn.
there we go. It's gone.
Oh,
It's over.
It's all
Great.
down. The only stream that's up is Enigmas.
Wow, that's amazing.
It
Awesome.
was
Well, this is
all
great.
my plan all along.
That was it. He was just waiting. He was just waiting.
Uh,
Anyway, well, welcome in everybody again.
yeah, well, come on in, guys.
It's we're happy to be here. We've got a great
As per usual, we derail the podcast within the first
Immediately.
less than 4 fucking minutes.
3
yeah.
minutes.
I mean, hey, it's okay. Wow, that is annoying. That is annoying that you have to do that. That's kind of
This has been my life for the past year, dude. Get over it.
like having to
You'll
have like
learn, you'll
having to
adapt.
I'm gonna
It's
have to
fine.
like create like a list of like tags already predetermined so I can just copy
Listen,
paste them.
have a notepad.
Oh,
Yeah, just
God,
copy and
man.
paste it. It's easy. And tags are bullshit. You don't need them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know on Shorts they're not. On Shorts they're pretty. You tag anything. Like if you notice on TikTok and like YouTube Shorts.
Hashtags are
Yeah.
important on
Yeah,
shorts. Tags are not. The last 4 shorts that I've put out, no tags.
Dude,
They're worthless.
I watched.
YouTube's actually moving
tags.
away from tags altogether. All your
I-
metadata is in your title and your description. So
Dude,
I don't know.
my shorts pop off only when my wife's around, but that's just me. Hey,
yeah.
all right, let's get into the show, guys. If you're new to the show, we do this live, by the way. If you're listening to us afterwards, we do this live. Come in and join us. You can join us live on Enigma's channel, my channel, Bill's channel, Scruffy's channel. We're here. We're chatting. We engage with you guys. 9 times out of 10, we usually argue with you at some point in time during the show. It's a good little segment that we do. But we also kick off every single episode with Twitch and YouTube news or drama that may be. So we'll kick off with normally we start with the Twitch side. We're gonna start with the YouTube side. YouTube
'Cause
is
always Twitch now on this podcast. So.
look, don't poke him, please don't. We don't do that. All right.
With the bear, bro.
Don't do it. Keep that shit caged. YouTube is now looking at charging for 4K.
Yes.
Is this what is this like everywhere? Is this what is this?
So
Well, it's not necessarily
Enigma-
charging. I believe it's packaged with their premium subscription. Am I wrong?
yeah, Enigma
yeah.
posted the article, but from what I understood, it's they were testing a audience of or like a general sample size from YouTube viewership and seeing like how they felt about a more high quality premium 4K video.
Who the
From
fuck
what
is
I gathered.
who is ever gonna be like, yo, you know what? I want to pay for it. Yeah, I want to. No. Charge me for something that was free. That's a good idea.
I don't
Makes
know.
sense.
It doesn't sound like a selling point for premium. From what I've understood, though, the premium like YouTube is actually not a bad deal. Just from like the people that I've heard that use it. If this gets locked behind it, it seems like I guess I don't know. It's already a free thing for everyone. I don't understand really. If it gets locked behind it, it doesn't really change much for like the people who already have premium. I just don't think it's going to sell more premium if that's their plan.
I'm just concerned about the thought process behind it. Like anything that's going from free to not free is a net negative for the consumer. So it's a bad thing. I don't understand the move behind it.
Yeah.
Well, I think probably what their justification, and again, if you are not watching and you're on the air quotes on the big justification here, is that they're looking at the ingest servers, the servers to run 4K content, to be able to store 4K content, and all of that kind of stuff is massively expensive. I'm sure it costs quite a bit, and it also takes up a lot of space. So they're basically, somebody somewhere crunched numbers and said, hey, if we charge for this, we're going to make X amount of dollars. And somebody somewhere was like, oh, fuck, that can do a lot for us. So it's like, that's where that came from. I would guarantee that that's the conversation piece that happened. Because I think a lot of people think that these studios and places just go into the idea of being like, how can we fuck over our consumers? Not to say that they don't necessarily think that or have that in mind, but at the end of the day, like, a business is a business is a business. They're still not in the market to fuck their consumer royally over, at least publicly, in that kind of way. Like, they want to do it in the way that they see is kind of best. And
Yeah.
I think they just look at it and say, it's costing us a shit ton of money to have these servers running to host this content. So I'm actually surprised they didn't actually go 1440p. I'm surprised they stayed in that 4K range and didn't actually, because most content on the web that are on YouTube that's there is 1080p. So, for them to say, hey, anybody that's producing 1440p content, you're gonna have to pay for it. I'm actually surprised. So
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yep. Do they know where they're testing this out at? Is it just a
It was
small
just a
sample?
sample
Just
base of
random
viewers.
sample
Yeah.
bases. Yeah.
Okay.
Are they trying to get like a number of like who actually watches in 4K? Because I don't know. I don't know.
I would
too many
assume
people
that the sample base is people like who all notice that the
frequently.
4K is locked behind premium, who already has premium, stuff like that.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean,
Because let's be real here, I don't personally watch anything in 4K. I don't know what the like bit rate necessary to properly watch and scrub 4K video is. I don't know if that's like more readily accessible to a lot of the world. Obviously, it's becoming more accessible if YouTube's wanting to monetize it, but it still seems like a niche part of the
Yeah.
population.
I agree. I don't think it's time for 4K, especially 4K live streams. Like, there's still drawbacks to 4K live streams too. So,
well, I mean,
don't
the bigger issue, with 4K, you have cards that'll do 4K 60, as far as like capture cards. The bigger issue is that, yes, those cards will do 4K, they can do 4K 60, but to live stream in 4K 60, you're still having to pump out a shit ton of data that these cards are still really not optimized for. Like, they'll say like, yeah, they do 4K 60, but really you would have to, the encoding that you'd have to do would be so CPU intensive. There's really not much out there that can actually encode in that, properly. Now, recording's different, but doing live streaming, it's definitely tough. I mean, they're saying that they've got 50 million subscribers on YouTube Premium, but I mean, you're talking about 2 billion users in the world for YouTube, so it's definitely that's pretty small.
Yeah, but again, 50 million subscribers for YouTube Red, isn't it? Isn't that their premium service or whatever? It's called YouTube Red.
Premium.
Premium,
Red,
okay.
Red is lumped into that premium package.
Okay,
Yeah, that's like their
so
TV.
you've got roughly 50,000 subscribers for YouTube Premium, but how much of those 50,000 are actually going to be able to support the 4K? Like you said earlier,
Right.
how
And
many
then
of
there's
them
no
actually
accountability in
have
that too.
a internet connection fast enough
Yeah.
to support 4K? Because like I know that when I had my previous one, which I think was 80 down, I struggled on 80K even with 80 down, and that was pretty fucking, like, that was top of the line for my area before I got Gigabyte.
Yeah, so I'm sure they're definitely targeting an audience with this test with like people who can actually.
I think they're
okay.
I think they're trying to mimic what Ataxius in my chat was saying, that like Hulu did it. I know that not YouTube, Netflix does it, where they make you pay a higher subscription fee for 4K, what's it called, streaming and such. So I think they're just trying to imitate that as much as they can, but I don't know how well it's going to work, considering again it was free already.
Yeah, I don't see it working out too well. I mean, at the moment, I don't think it really will change much.
I don't think it's
like,
going to affect
down the
people
line.
in
Yeah,
the long run. Yeah, I
in the
don't think
long
it's
run,
going to
yeah.
affect anybody in the long run because
Yeah.
like if people are going to watch the 4K, they're gonna watch the 4K regardless. But
Yeah.
Right.
uh,
I just to put it in perspective, also, 50,000 premium members. Netflix has 220 million
Yeah.
people subscribed to their service, so
Yeah.
it's still quite a bit lower than like most of the video viewing services. Although YouTube doesn't have quite the
What-
catalog that
I
Netflix
think
or
the
Hulu
biggest
or anything
and
like
what-
that
worry,
has.
honestly, out of all this is like what they might start locking behind this premium
yeah,
in the future
Well,
as well.
if you don't think
That
that
was-
Or a
that's
premium markup on price.
that was my
Yeah.
question. Is like right now with YouTube Premium, do any of us actually know what you get? Obviously, you guys said you get YouTube Red.
no
Yes.
ads. I know that.
No ads. You get a select amount of there's some like movies and TV shows and stuff that you can watch.
I was gonna say,
if you-
don't you get YouTube TV or whatever
Yeah, you
they
get YouTube
that
TV
shit that
as
they
well. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought YouTube
So-
TV was its own thing though. I thought that was like like
no,
maybe
it's
that's
all together now. I think.
maybe that's live YouTube TV is the $70 version. Unless they
Right.
changed it and lumped
Yeah.
it, but so you get like YouTube produced TV content. Is
Okay,
is what
they're
that
saying
is?
they're saying
YouTube
YouTube
TV
TV is separate.
Okay.
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
Which well, I thought YouTube. Okay, maybe not. I thought YouTube Red was YouTube TV. Like that's
No,
YouTube.
because I
like the
say
originals.
we looked at YouTube TV because of sports and stuff like that, but it was like
Yeah.
70, $80. Now you include that in the price point, and you say, hey, fuck it, you'll get live
You get all
television.
this. Yeah.
For $12, you'll blow Fubu, Hulu, all of them out of the water.
Fubu.
Yeah, Fubo or Fubu.
I think that is.
it's
I think that
FUBO.
is actually a thing. Yeah.
No, it is.
Fubo
I
or
pay for
whatever.
it because my wife
Yeah.
uses it for college football.
Tubu or whatever.
No,
Is
it's
that it?
it's FUBO. It's
Yeah,
F.
sorry,
It's
no.
Fubo or whatever. But
Not hip
anyway.
with it.
look, the other thing too that I want to point out as well, and this comes up in the discussion that we talked about with us moving over here to YouTube. Like, yes, right now from a live streaming concept, you get no ads, right? And if you don't think that is going to change, and you think that it's going to stay that way forever, you're crazy. Like, it's coming. You are 100% going to get ads here on the YouTube side of things.
Imagine it'll come sometime along with the affiliate program. I bet you.
Yeah, maybe.
The easier
I can see
affiliate
that.
program. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that
bet you that's what they're gonna pull.
I think that you're gonna start getting ads here now. I mean, there's skippable ads, but you've also seen with YouTube where they stop. Skippable ads aren't always a thing. Like they have implemented non-skippable ads. It's still nowhere near the fucking shit that I think. In fact, Enigma, your stream today, I went into. You want to know how many ads I had to sit through to get to your stream?
I don't doubt it. Like 7, probably.
Nine
yeah.
ads, all of which were
I
a minute long.
don't doubt it, man. That is one thing that I will say with Twitch that's been really pissing me off lately. And I think you posted up a screenshot the other day, Scruffy, that had like 11.
I went in with a raid, and that's the thing
Yeah.
too. Like, there's so much hype going around raids and all that kind of stuff. So you bring your viewers over to somebody, and they go into a raid, they say hi, but then they're greeted with ads. Like that just takes away from all of it,
Yeah, 'cause
Well-
the whole raid intro that somebody does is wasted because
Gone.
they're sitting through ads. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, man. Yeah.
I used to have like a pre-roll set of like raid alert like animations and like little snippets of streams and stuff to like let people know what the stream's about when they're coming in. I just stopped doing it because everybody was sitting through ad. I never knew when people were actually coming like finished. So
Yeah, it's
stupid.
nuts, and it's gonna. If you don't think it's also too gonna get worse because of their new fucking payout structure that they're doing with ads, like it's only gonna get worse. Like because they're forcing ads down, partners' throats. And so you brought up raids and hosting. I mean, one of the things that Twitch is doing, and we're moving now, and if you can't tell, into the Twitch section of things, Twitch they're getting rid of hosting, which in favor of raids, which
October
favorite
3rd.
raids, yeah.
It's gone.
it's already gone.
October 3rd was
Oh,
when it dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they killed off hosts. So now you have raids. Is that? I don't really understand. I mean, I don't know. Is there really a difference
Yeah,
here?
It was
Like-
overshadowed by raids, but hosting still was somewhat prevalent in the smaller streamer base.
hosting was a bit. So
It-
I preferred hosting for the most part because it was more low key. You didn't have to like have a
Same.
grand
Yeah.
entrance for the most part. Like it was a chiller way for you to share somebody with your community without like the fanfare or like somebody having to like step up and put on a show like Dance for Me type shit. Like
I
I'm
agree.
gracing you with my presence.
I've always been under the you know the umbrella of like I prefer hosting over actual raids because again, like you said, it's less the person being hosted feels like it's less of a chore every time you do it, right? So it's one of those things where it's like it's almost a what's the word I'm looking for?
Obnoxious.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I
There's
mean,
a few
like
times doing like challenge runs and stuff where a raid would pop up and I'd be in the middle of the boss fight and I wouldn't be able to give it.
Do anything.
And then I felt like I was disrespecting whoever was coming in by not being able to give more fanfare to it.
I just don't see the reason. I mean, it's just having the option between having both of them is great, and like it only helped smaller streamers. Like when it didn't help bigger streamers, but they get rid of it because.
Did we talk about it last? I think we talked about it last week where YouTube is now providing hosts as well as raids, right? Yes. If I remember correctly, now you can host on YouTube as well.
Well, that's still only open to partners though, because like I can't.
Oh,
like,
okay.
The hosting features, the raid is available to anybody.
How? Oh, well, you'll have to show me and Scruffy how to do it because we have not been able to raid out. I don't know
You
how.
have to go in and have a select all. There's a button in your settings. I'll show you.
My question is, we as non-partners cannot raid out. We can receive though, right?
I thought we could do both, but I could be wrong.
I don't think we.
I'll have to take a look.
Okay.
Because I don't think there is an option for that.
Yeah, but I did see the button because like as non-partners we can receive raids. That is guaranteed. I've checked that button to be able to eligible to receive a raid.
I thought it was extremely interesting that Twitch is like, oh, we're getting rid of host. Well, and YouTube's like, we'll take it, you know.
I mean, I've been like direct responding like Twitch for the past like couple of weeks now.
Well,
like,
just wait.
Like,
if you don't think,
check this out.
If you don't think right now too that like TwitchCon is happening, it starts tomorrow. It kicks off tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, chat, keep an eye on your fucking Twitter feeds. Keep an eye on all of your wherever you're following your news or whatever, because this is going to be, mark my words, the most interesting like next 3 days in live streaming for these two platforms that we've ever seen. Because I guarantee you, whatever Twitch is going to announce, that is, in my opinion, is probably going to end up being rough. And not, you know, maybe not, because I don't think Twitch knows what to do.
Let's not try to undershadow it before they say anything, man. They could really step. I genuinely hope that all this pressure that YouTube has put on them, they really have something to show up with. I genuinely
I wholeheartedly hope the best for Twitch. I still love.
I'm not saying I want Twitch to fail. I'm just saying I don't think that they're going to announce anything that's going to be.
But by going in and saying that's going to be rough before you've even heard or seen anything, I mean, you might have somebody in the inside because you were.
No, I don't know shit. I don't right now. I have no clue as to what Twitch is going to announce or not announce. I'm just saying based on the week prior to that they announced stuff, and then going into TwitchCon. First off, their PR person probably should be fired. Because it's like you don't announce that shit like a fucking 4 days or a week before you go into a convention. Like it's you just pissed off a real big lump of your partners by doing that. But
I think with everything that Twitch has given us, you know, in the past like month, 2 months, is it's reasonable to have a little bit of doubt with them with what the, you know, this big event that's coming up.
But I think all the good that's going to happen, you're going to see Twitch announcing great stuff. You're going to see YouTube on the other side looking at it and seeing where can they attack the other side, right? Because like with the Twitch comes out and announces the pay cut or the pay whatever changes, and YouTube of quote unquote silently leaked or it leaked out about affiliate. It didn't leak. Somebody at YouTube was like, yo, go live with this, hit the button, like go, and they announced the affiliate program. So you're going to see that happen. Like, and I guarantee you, as YouTube when YouTube falters or fails, like, or whatever with this, if I was Twitch right now, I'd look at YouTube and go, oh, YouTube's trying to test out paying for 4K content. Hey, guess what? Twitch on TwitchCon, by the way, everybody, you can all stream in 1440p and 4K, and nobody else has to pay a dime for it. Like, there's a big win.
Imagine not being stuck to 1080p if you wanted to.
Right?
Like, I wouldn't, like, you can keep the 1080p like base, just let people up the bit rate. like genuinely, so
yeah.
that 1080p is actually viable. That would be a huge announcement, honestly.
It
That
would be
would be
huge. Like finally giving, and not just partners as well. Like they need to push that out to everybody, because like that would be the way to get people back over. Would be like, hey, we know we fucked up, but now we're giving everybody 4K, possibly the ability for 4K. We're just here, have it.
That'd be great.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen
really don't
either,
think that's
but-
gonna happen.
I don't think so
But-
either. I mean, it'll definitely happen on partners first.
But I'm saying, I'm
If
just
it
saying, hey,
happens.
Twitch, if you do that, pre-patch podcast said it first. We want royalties. I'm just saying, I want one
We want
penny
royalties.
royalties.
We copyrighted 4K streaming. Give it to
We
us.
did.
please.
Absolutely, we did. So that's already trademarked. TM.
And
Anyway.
Oh goodness.
Yep. But
that
also,
that would be dope though. And like I said, I'm interested to see what happens at TwitchCon. I'm
Yeah.
genuinely wishing the best, because but with you guys moving, it sparked up the conversation in our group. We need both of these platforms to be successful for live streaming in general to be successful. We're not going to get anywhere in live streaming without there being some form of competition. If YouTube is allowed to run free, they're gonna be just as shitty as some of the others. Same thing with Twitch. If they're allowed to do whatever they want, they're just not gonna care. We need both to succeed, or for a third party to rise up and show them how it's done.
yeah. Well, the other side too, like we actually, I mean, myself and Enigma hopped in a call this week, or last week. This week, I don't know, it's been crazy. To talk to a fellow streamer that was like, oh, I'm leaving. Like, you know, I want to, you know, you guys have left. Like, do you think I should leave? And we made it very, very clear. Like, look, like, it's not rosy and red. Like, you know, I mean, it is red, but it's not. It is red, but it's not rosy. Like, oh, like you have to understand. Like, if to come over here is to put a lot more effort and work into what you do. It's not as easy as just hitting a button and go live. Like creating the thumbnails, creating the shorts, creating the video content, editing the stuff. Like, these are all things that, you know, Bill mentioned to me, and you know, Scruffy when we came over, and you know, I can tell you, yes, it is. It does it.
Learning curve, man. Like it's a lot more in depth than I think you see on
And
the
not
surface.
a lot of it's as intuitive as I would like it to be either. I've done a lot of trial and error myself with things.
Very
So
archaic. Yeah, like Kevin, the amount of shit that you have to go through to fucking do, even just what we were talking about when we first started the podcast, right? Like you two don't know how to fucking, or like Bill didn't know how to fucking update his title. Like that's something
that you can't. They figured out.
That's something that's just built into Twitch. You can just update your title whenever, but it's like a no-no over on YouTube.
The thing is, and this goes with it as well. It's that's on Restream side. You know, that's on the third party factor. But that's also the thing is YouTube is not set up. Its API is not set up to really benefit third party you know, things like programs, such as even I went through whole lots of trouble trying to set up even a simple chatbot for my stream, and it's just YouTube's API is not designed, or it's not really fit for you know, these third party programs quite.
What was that chatbot that was fucking advertising like fucking Bitcoin or some shit?
That's the thing is you have like a maximum of like 3 options when it comes to chatbots for YouTube that actually are like viable.
I went over to Scruffy's fucking stream, and it was like, "Hey, buy Bitcoin here." I was like, "What the fuck, Scruffy?"
He's advertising candy, bro.
Yeah,
use this code. He's become an NFT shill now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the thing about it is, it's like it's not as easy as what, you know, even as small as what we are, like we still have an audience that comes to us and says like, hey, you switched over, should I switch? Like, it's not as easy as what we make it out to be. And I think that's the biggest downfall too of the platform. Is like, it's not like you look at like Tim and Doc and Lupo, like they have people on payroll that are literally doing all of this shit 24/7, 7 days a week, on call, like to create thumbnails, create shorts, editing the videos, cutting the shit out, posting it. Like, you're talking to us four who, we all have fucking day jobs. We all, you know, have a life, you know, a wife and kids. It's like, we have to do this on our own. It's not easy. And that is the benefit of Twitch. Look, if you just want to turn a camera on and go, that's it. It's it. That's Twitch. Do it. Turn the camera on, go.
That's the biggest draw. And that's why it's, you know, that it is.
And that's what we told her was like, it's like, if you want to just come home from a day off work, turn on the fucking stream, and you're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Twitch is where you go. If you want to come home, put an hour worth of work into setting up your stream, and then turn on the stream, and then after you're done streaming, take another hour cutting and editing clips and all that stuff. Then YouTube is the way to go. Obviously, it's got better discoverability on YouTube. I agree completely with that. It's two different sections though. You really
Well,
got to figure out what you want.
I think when it
Bringing
comes,
that up, that's
different games.
interesting because like since I moved over to YouTube a year ago, I have definitely decreased the amount that I have streamed, not necessarily because I didn't want to stream, but just because exactly like you said, the effort it took to set up a stream and
Yeah.
knowing that not only like my behavior while I'm live was going to be like a factor, but knowing that, okay, well, my energy levels are shit today. I had a really rough day at work. I'm not going to put on the best show. So do I go ahead and go live and have that low energy available forever as a representation of my channel, or do I just say no and then have a day off stream? Like,
Yeah.
because
No,
a lot
it's-
of streaming on YouTube goes into making sure it's a good show for post stream. Like, honestly, the post stream is arguably at this point more important than the live stream just because of the way the API and or not the API, but the algorithm pushes things. It's still not pushing the live as much as it is the post.
oh,
It's
absolutely.
something. It's definitely something to think about. I mean,
The thing here is that what it boiled down to that we discussed with them, and what we'll leave it, I think here for anybody that is looking, because again, this conversation is only going to continue to come up, right? Like we actually have another talking point in the news section that's going to talk about switching and stuff like that, but it's only going to continue to hear it. And as a creator, you're going to continue to wonder and you're going to look at it. But just what I would say is that if you put the same amount of effort into both, YouTube and Twitch, and the both same thing, like you're creating content, you're cutting VODs, you're doing, thumbnails, you're creating TikToks and shorts and all this other kind of stuff on both platforms, I think that we can all agree to say that on the YouTube side, you have a better chance of getting discovered and seen and pushing and at least gaining a bigger following on that than what you would necessarily on Twitch, because of the nature of what Twitch is. Like we talked about the fact that it's kind of an island where if you draw traffic into Twitch, it's very hard to draw traffic out, but also too, it's very hard to drive traffic into Twitch. This is why you're seeing creators go live on TikTok. That's why you're seeing creators, splitting off their content and also, doing a YouTube. And also too, even like the big creators, they don't put in if you go to like, a Pokemon, not a Pokemon, but like if you go to like, I don't know, a Co-Carnage or whatever else, like their YouTube content is actually, they're not pushing a lot of content there because they just don't have time. Like it's just like, why drive traffic to YouTube when all of my traffic is in Twitch? That's where I focus my energy. So, just
I don't think it's fair to talk about like if you're a big streamer, like if you're one of like the top 5%, Twitch is the better option 100%, because you're going to rule that kingmaker system. You're going to show up at the top of any category that you want. You're going to be able to channel views to your channel. It's 100% the best option. But
well, I think one other thing that we need to kind of put a pin on that with as well is that, like, yes, again, I'm not arguing that yes, YouTube, you have a better chance of discoverability on YouTube. The problem with that is, though, you have a better chance of discoverability for your long form content, your video content. That long form content, the views and such that you're getting off that long form content does not directly translate to live views on
No.
YouTube.
absolutely not.
true. Big true.
I know. Honestly, I'm starting to get the idea. Like coming over to YouTube, you're not so much, a live streamer. You're a YouTuber. You do live streams. You enjoy
You're a
live
content
streams.
creator.
You're making content and you're making that long form content.
That is
Well, and that's a choice that you've made to go
Right,
go
but
full force into the actual. So if you're moving from Twitch to YouTube with the idea that you're going to make it big on YouTube by
It's
being a
not
live
just
streamer, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. I don't. Maybe it'll
at
change.
least
in
not
the
right
future.
now. It won't.
Not right now, exactly. But yeah, I think you're definitely just a YouTuber. You're not a live streamer just yet on YouTube.
But I would also say, Bill, I would say I don't think necessarily that if you're a large streamer that Twitch is still the best platform to necessarily be on or stay on, because from a monetary, like, and I'm not talking about like from your content being seen or where you're going to be, but just from a monetary standpoint, like the lifestyle that YouTube brings for people like Twitch, because and this is insight coming from my job, right? Talking to very large content creators on a daily basis, where it's like if you're not streaming, you're not making money. Whereas on YouTube, you upload, you create content, you stream, you also cut content. It sits there, it's making money and generating money for you 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Whereas your Twitch is not. And that's where I think Twitch it needs to figure out how do we
Twitch is your 9 to 5.
Well, but for most streamers though, you're talking it's not a 9 to 5. You're talking.
I'm talking about the top percent.
9 to 9.
It's like a 9 to 11.
Yeah. Right. But then yes, YouTube is your 24-hour, like your constant. I don't know.
Anyway, it is what it is. Look, both platforms are there. Both platforms exist. Try both platforms. Fuck, if you're an affiliate, stream to both platforms. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna. You're fine. Figure out which one you like, and then go from there. But full force dive into one. Like that's the end advice that we did end up telling this person was don't half-ass on both. Like, if you're gonna do YouTube, do fucking YouTube. If you're gonna do Twitch, do fucking Twitch. But know that you're gonna also have to do the extensive work on both sides to grow the platform if that's what you're trying to do. So either way.
Yes, sir.
Twitch also changed, or not changed, but they're adding a shout out command. That's cool. I mean, that's they're integrating.
It's a lot. So for simpler shout outs, I still prefer like your standard API chatbot stuff, but it is neat to have like a little like ticker pop down and
the thing that I like about it is that it gives you a lot more information. Like the bots, and we were having a conversation about this. Myself and Scruffy were having a conversation about this. I think the bots are nice for multiple, like if you get multiple raids or multiple hosts at once, right? You're going to be able to just pop, SO, you know, boom, shot clock, it's all in the chat right there, right? But if you want to actually push people towards these different streamers, right? Like actually using the Twitch inbuilt SO command, there's so much useful content inside of that SO command. It gives you not only a direct link to their channel with a full picture of who it is, right? It gives you what their last played game was, as well as a schedule for when their next stream is, as well as a notify to add to your whatever calendar you have inbuilt into either your PC or your phone, so that you can remember that. And I think that's a huge thing right there, just because it's like when you talk about SO commands, and we've talked about this in the past, like SO commands, it's more of like a show, right? Like doing the SO thing is more of like, hey, I like this person enough to advertise them in my channel. Very rarely, I would imagine. Like, I think I've gotten shout outs from Tony a couple times. I've had maybe 3 or 4 follows from him, right? Like, not that many people are going to be clicking on him to follow you, but giving them more access and more information to do so is a huge thing to me.
Yeah, it might. I think it does draw more eyes. I definitely, it is. I looked at it. It is appealing to the eyes, you know, more than a simple chat command. I still like both.
Does it tell you?
I think it's an improvement to have the the ability for both.
Does it tell you how many ads you have to watch when you click on that link?
At least 12.
Ad first
that would be great. That'd be phenomenal.
You actually have to watch the ad to actually view the SO command. Yeah.
You're in fucking ad queue right now to go watch the channel. That'd be great. They also added super chat.
To backtrack it 1 second before we move on to the super chat stuff. As far as the raid feature with YouTube, it is only for partnered streamers that can actively raid. Anybody can receive. So Enigma's right on that.
Yeah, understood.
But yeah, so they also added a super chat functionality, or looking to add a super chat functionality. It's not added yet, right? It's being looked at.
Oh no, it is. It is. No, it is.
It's select audiences, I believe.
That's one thing I will say about Twitch is they are snappy on adding these things, whereas YouTube announces something and then 6 months later it's still not out.
Yeah, but I believe like it's in select audiences still. There's some streamers that have it, some that don't.
I have it.
Nice.
You get animated emotes and you didn't even stream.
That is true. That is true. That is very true.
That's funny.
It's bullshit though. In my opinion.
Yeah.
It's still it's like exactly what YouTube was doing with their super chats. It's elevated chat. It's called elevated chat or something like that, and you can pay to put your chat at the top of a Twitch chat for a certain amount of time, depending on how much you buy. I don't know what the
Just a
exact
shout
prices
out.
are.
It's
It's like $1 was like 30
YouTube
seconds,
shit.
5 was like a minute 30, and then it went up from there. 100, it go up to 100 to have your chat up there. It's in the end, it's just more beneficial to anyone. If you want to support your whoever streamer, just donate. I mean, it'll
Just
get
super
your
chats.
message out, and it'll it's much more appreciated. There's no split in
Takes
all
less
the-
money. Yeah, that's what
less
that was the biggest thing right there.
minimum.
Was like it
Yeah.
like takes less money for sure. Like I think it was what a 70-30 split
70-30 on both, I believe. Super chats
on both
and
sides. Yeah,
chats.
and then we looked into it with like PayPal and shit, and it was like
PayPal,
a 3% cut
3%,
or something like that
yeah, like
for
max
$1, wasn't it?
9%,
Like
I think.
max of $1 or something like that.
Yeah, so
I can't remember what it was.
yeah, just donate if you want to support your fellow streamers.
Tip, donate, anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So that is the news for YouTube and for Twitch for episode number 67. All right. So we are now moving over to the next section, which is what we've been playing. And we're going to actually kick things off. This is gonna be an interesting. It always is, but this is gonna be an interesting section. By the way, guys, I just want to say, man, I love the new fucking design. It looks so good.
Transition,
dude.
bro.
The
Transition, that transition is so good, dude. I'm actually really happy that we went with the circle rather than the X, because like that shit fits perfectly.
Yep. Looks good. Hope you guys enjoy it and are loving it as much as we are. We're over here acting like little schoolgirls, but yeah. So, our boy Enigma threw up a fucking stream. I saw it and I was like, wait, what is this motherfucker streaming? He's fucking streaming.
I had
like,
Corsair. Yeah.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Anyway, yeah.
I had a Corsair product. That's what I meant to say.
Enigma, talk about a little bit about this game that you were streaming. Called a silent. What is this called?
I can't remember.
You can't remember.
What was it? Fuck. Put me on this. Put me on the fucking spot.
Spectator.
Surveillance or something like that.
It's called Spectator, by the way.
Spectator. Yes, that's
Jesus
it. Yes,
Christ.
yes. No, it's a good game, man. Like
professional streamer here.
It's so good that I forgot the name of it. No, it's a good game. I'd seen a lot of Twitch streamers playing it as of late, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I thought it was like some kind of like you know how Twitch has those weird fucking like live streams that they do on the Twitch sanctioned YouTube or on the Twitch sanctioned channel where it's like just random fucking shit, you know?
Yeah.
I thought that's what this was, but I went and found this. This is a demo of a game that I don't know when exactly it's releasing, but you can download it right now. It's on the Steam Steam Next Fest or whatever it's called. That's going on right now. A lot of great demos. So if you don't have anything that you want to play right now and you want to check out some new games, go and check those out. They got a couple of really good ones that I still want to play. But this one's like a memory game. I don't know if you guys have ever played like those memory games where they show you like a picture and then they show you another picture and they tell you to, kind of like point out what's different in the image.
Yes, I've seen those. Yes, I
I'm
have.
terrible at
October
them.
13th.
Yeah, 18th.
Okay, wait.
18th.
Hold on.
That's quick.
Is the anomaly here really the question? Was this room raining blood the last time you looked at it?
This is one of the more like egregious ones that you can get. You can get stuff that's like not even that noticeable. Like there was one that it was like they resized a coffee cup by like 2 sizes. And it's just very fine and minute things that change on occasion, and then there's just blatantly obvious in your face the ceiling is raining blood, right? So it's a game of it's a game of and like that right there. There was a light that wasn't there, right? So they have very blatant stuff, and then they have very minute stuff that you have to kind of, if you're more of a visual style mindset, you can catch some of them extremely easily, but there's some of them that like, I've gone back and forth between shit where I'm just like, I know there's something wrong in that room. I have no fucking clue what it is, but I know there's something wrong in that room.
Is this supposed to be like a scary
So-
thing, or is this supposed to be?
It's I wouldn't say it's really scary. There's some instances where
Horror
like
element to it.
yeah, you can get like jump scares. Like there's one that I was doing last night. I think Bill, you were watching me
Yeah.
when I was playing it. That like there was like this little boy ghost in that bathroom, just like staring at you through the fucking crack in the bathroom
Nope.
stall wall.
I'm out,
Right.
man. Little kids are fucking
So
weird.
it's definitely has some jump scares, but I don't think that this game was necessarily meant to be like
I think it's
a
an off-putting
mega-
feeling. Like it's like
Yeah.
got an eerie, like just lurking sense
Exactly.
to it.
Yeah.
Which honestly is great horror. I don't know.
It is.
To me, jump scares and all that are great, but it's shock factor. When it comes to like
For-
actual horror, it's that eerie, like you don't know what's
Yeah.
really there kind of
For a person that does not like horror games, this is a horror game that I can play because I'm like I like this. This is cool. I like memory games. I like being able to be like, hey, that door is open, or hey, why the fuck is there another chair sitting there? And I think this is one of the ones where I was just like, what the fuck? There's something obviously wrong in this room. I don't know what it is. Oh, the lady's gone. Right? It's just sometimes there's very very small things, and then other times there's very blatant things like the stair railings are like 5 times larger. Right?
All right. Well,
Or
So
they
it's-
change one of the pictures.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
we now know that Enigma isn't a voyeurism. Got it. That's
I am. Yeah.
That's an-
That's
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 kink.
the obvious correlation
right.
between those two.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
That's it.
No, it's so are you that person? So I keep seeing you pop into that one image where the dude's sitting at a computer and it's basically a picture in picture. Is that, are you that person?
I don't
Like,
think
is-
that's you. No, I don't know if that's you or not. Like there's always it always seems like there's and right there I was pointing out where the ghost kid was right there in that stall looking out from it. But no, I don't know if that's you or not. In each of the rooms, so there's this one which is the asylum, and then Scruffy will know this one, but there's also a level that's supposed to be the back rooms. And if Scruffy, if you want to explain what the fuck the back rooms are, you can probably do a far better job than I do. But in each of those levels, there's a person sitting there next to a computer, looking at a computer.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's probably you. Yes.
I
Okay.
think it is because anytime you pan over to that room, what's
It's
on
on
his
that
computer
room.
screen is
Very
that
true.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's also
Which is kind of cool too, because there was a time where like an axe was floating above your head. or
The axe
something.
was floating above my head. Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
oh
that-
shit.
that
You might wanna get rid
also-
of that anomaly.
that also is this in itself is an off-putting thing. Like there's a whole study about people like you seeing yourself from a third person's perspective, because you're
Yeah.
only used to seeing it in a first person's perspective. So to see it from a third person, it's an off-putting experience. And so
Kind of
Yeah.
more of like an out of body experience type situation. Yeah.
so are you so when you fix the anomalies, is this just like ghost scrubbing this stuff away, or like what?
So I don't know exactly what the fuck you're doing.
Mind, it's-
From what I understand, it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be SCP related, or not. It seems like there's some instances of like monsters. Like we were in the back rooms, and I think that one of the monsters showed up that I don't know what the fuck the back rooms is again, so I had no clue. It was creepy. That's all I know. And I was like,
What
fuck,
is-
what the fuck was that?
What
it's
is-
another realm. Like
what's
it's
SCP?
a whole deep dive
That's-
into that. It's not actually
Oh.
related to SCP.
No.
What is
Back rooms
SCP?
is basically what happens if you clip through reality. Like you're
Yeah.
walking down the stairs, you miss a
like
stair,
video
and then you
games
fall
thing.
through the floor into a different reality. Yeah.
It can happen at any moment.
Wait, what
Yeah.
is SCP?
So-
That's what SCP is, or is SCP something
No,
else?
that's what
No,
the back rooms are.
SCP
It's a whole nother
is
thing.
like something containment protocol
Special
or something like
containment
that.
protocol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like monsters. Like they're like creepy monsters. that
What
are-
the- that nurse's face is fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's one of the anomalies. We fixed it. It's okay. She's fine.
Silent Hill shit.
She's
Oh.
fine now. It's okay.
This definitely gives me Silent Hill vibes for sure.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
school
And
out of
there's a
Scotland.
lot of other levels. They only had 2 levels on the demo. But there's like
Like they could do a
I
lot.
want to
with,
say
like,
that there was
taking
like
levels,
10
like-
or yeah, I want to say there was like 10 or 15 levels altogether throughout the entire game, and that's just what I saw on the actual demo
And
portion.
I can see them
so.
doing crossovers. Like I said, like this game gives me kind of Five Nights at Freddy's vibes. You
Kind
know,
of,
just like
yeah.
your
I mean,
obvious scary
ironically,
things.
you also have to stay alive until 6 a.m. So
Right.
Yep.
And so imagine they do like a Five Nights at Freddy crossover with this game where you're not hunted by Freddy or whatever. You're just going through like the whatever the Freddy Fazbear restaurant and looking for like anomalies. You
Yeah.
know?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So
Still waiting for my
it's
Dead
a
by
cool
Daylight though, and that's the Freddy's.
Dead by Daylight. I mean, it might happen. They already made a dating sim, so
Mhm.
could be
I
coming.
mean, it would
anytime
fit.
soon.
It would fit. If I mean, definitely seeing like Chica or one of them in DBD, it would fit. I mean, they're doing a
Yeah.
crossover with PUBG, so why not?
Very true.
So
Yeah, this game's dope. I've
It's
watched a
fun.
few people play this. I really enjoyed watching you play it the other night. I wish
It
I could have
definitely-
watched you play it today because
It definitely is one of those games that's hard to stream as well as do the actual game, because it's like you look over at chat and something fucking changes. So you're just like, what the fuck just happened? There was multiple instances where like the camera would like glitch, and usually when the camera glitches, that's a detail of like, hey, something fucking happened on one of the other cameras. So it's one of those games where like if you look away for a split second and you're on insane difficulty, you could miss like 2 or 3 things.
interesting. Yeah. Well, you said it's on Steam right now. It's but it's a
Steam,
demo.
yep.
It's a demo.
It's a free demo right now. You get you can play it unlimited. You get two levels. You get this one, which is the asylum and the back rooms. But I've wasted like easily 2 hours of just playing the demo alone. So
Nice.
good time.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
again, it comes out the 18th.
There you go.
18th, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I'm definitely picking it up, and I'll probably stream it a little bit
What
more
price
because
point
I
yet?
really enjoyed that.
I hope it's like 20.
I would imagine it's like 15 to 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's being made by like a single developer too.
Those
Very
indie
nice.
devs, man. Those solo indie devs. They know what's up.
All right. Well, moving on. So myself and Scruffy have jumped into this. And by this I mean the Modern Warfare 2 beta. It's obviously no longer available. The game itself comes out October 28th. But we jumped into the PC beta that was going on. Yeah, I mean, you want to go first, Scruff? You want me to go first? What you know?
It felt good, man. No,
Yeah.
I'm over like the course of like the past 2 years, like Call of Duty has not impressed me more than that. But since 2019, like the initial game mode of 2019, that was fun. But since then, I have not been impressed by Call of Duties, and this was a breath of fresh stroke. A breath of fresh air, to say the least. It definitely has improved on a lot of like what Call of Duty should be evolving into. It's not so much this like, it's still a Twitch shooter, but it's a slower pace in quotations. It's still like got a good pace to it. It's not slow. It's not fast. It's just like that sweet spot. So. It feels really good, honestly. The TTK is low, but your whole entire like movement is more grounded. I'll say like
For Call of Duty, it's definitely slower. Like it's
you're right, especially compared to like Warzone and all those. I don't even know, slide cancel in pros, whatever they call them.
So what's the game about? Because all I'm seeing is a bunch of dying.
So okay, so I mean, well, it's
Slam.
it's multiplayer first off. So yes, you're gonna see a bunch of dying, but I mean, this is the reimagining or redoing of Modern Warfare 2, just like what they did with Modern Warfare in 2019, where they basically redid all of this. You're gonna get the same campaign. It's just like a more up-resed, prettier, realistic version, quote unquote realistic version of the campaign in Modern Warfare 2. They're adding maps. They did confirm that Favela is coming back. They did confirm, which I'm super stoked about. Confirmed that
Favela is going to be a ground war map as well.
Well, Favela's already a ground war map now. We had that in the beta. Favela was when they opened ground war for a couple days or like a couple of hours. It was Favela.
Was there more than one map? I only played one.
Well, we only played like one match of ground war and then it bounced out.
I didn't know. I didn't know it
was this a limited time beta or is
yes.
this open still?
No,
okay.
it was
like,
limited time.
It was like days, yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
So the big changes here that are really kind of shaking the COD community is they again, the slower pace nature of it. When you first start to play it and you feel it, like, and you jump into it, especially if you're used to that COD like style, it is completely different. Like your run animation feels heavier, your aim down sights feels heavier, you can't reload cancel. So like if you start a reload, and you go and you swap guns and you go back, that clip is empty. Like you have to finish the reload.
Still mid reload, yeah,
Right.
which I think is actually great.
That's interesting.
Because,
Yeah.
like I said, I was playing with the OMG, and you know, a lot of times if you're playing with an OMG and you do that reload, it's a long ass reload, you know. So I had times where I would reload and then I'd get caught off guard. I'd pull my pistol out, boom, 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 take whatever, you know, deal with whatever I needed to do with, go back and finish that reload, and I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like I had to repeat the whole process after that.
The,
So I think it's
the-
cool. You can use it to your advantage, honestly.
The other nice thing too, and I find it hilarious that you see, is that you'll see the standard COD player, because you can the people that are always playing COD have been playing COD forever because they jump around the corner. It is the standard thing that has been in COD forever. And you know, Infinity Ward and I guess Sledgehammer Games, the ones that are doing the multiplayer on this, openly stated, they're like, we are tired of seeing people bunny hop around a fucking corner. It's not realistic. It's not shouldn't be done in a technique that's used. So it actually, when you jump, it actually completely shits on your aim. So
As it should.
yeah, as it should. And that's the thing that, again, it's still arcadey. Like there's
like drop shotting. Is drop shotting a thing?
so you can dolphin dive.
Yeah.
You can dolphin dive, but it's not the drop shot that you
Dolphin dive.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I mean, just base drop shotting is still a thing, though.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
it's still not as
aggressively
effective.
shoot as you lay down.
Yeah, but
But
you can
why-
stay
why
ADS
is-
while you're dropping?
Yes.
Why is it that
Release.
when you say dolphin dive, I just imagine somebody like just diving prone and going, "Ee!"
Well, essentially that's what it kind of looks like. Like you watch somebody as they run and they dive, right? They just kind of
Yeah.
like, it looks like a fucking dolphin as they're diving and doing a
I
trick
just-
going through a window. Yeah.
But my mental image is that and then the standard fucking dolphin sound just
The other thing that's big about this too is like they went back. What I love is that they made it to the point where there was somebody trying to drop shot. That was somebody trying to drop shot and they dolphin dive.
And they
so-
got dropped.
Yeah, and it's not effective. Like it's just not. And so there was also no slide canceling. They also made it to where if you fire on a mat on your gun on you're not going to show up as a red dot on the mini map, regardless whether you have silencer or not. Which I fucking love because again, it's more realistic. Like there's no
Yeah,
in the
it
world.
allows you to actually use your real game sense.
Right.
Like you hear shots, you should know where they're coming from. You shouldn't have to rely on a mini map.
Which leads to the next point that
Yeah.
they changed, which was the big
that
thing was
helps
the
me out
audio.
because I didn't use the fucking mini map anyway. I always died to mini
There
map.
still
Like
is UAVs
Same.
though, but then there's also, of course, still counter UAVs. So you
Yes.
that's one thing that always pisses me off with the games like this, like Halo and shit, is that like you play less looking at the screen than you do looking at your radar.
Yeah,
It
well,
seems
and they
like-
said that they're not like people bitched and bitched and bitched. And they said we're not changing it. Like we're not
Yeah.
changing. Like, and that
That's
was
good.
that's the biggest thing that I think I'm happy about with this is because like COD players, like the COD, or gamers in general, bitch and piss and moan about games, and then when they get a change that is something somewhat meaningful to make the game better and different, they bitch about it. They're just like it's not back to
Yeah.
the normal. Like it's like holy shit, man. Like what do you want? And one of the things that they made a phenomenal change about is the sound. The sound in this game. Like people are arguing before they were like footsteps are fucked, they're not loud enough. Now the footsteps are loud as shit, but I think that they're a good loud. Like I can pinpoint a direction of where someone is coming now to a T. Maybe they might be a little overtuned. I think they are, turning that down.
a little bit.
But
But
it's-
it does give you an advantage if you play more strategic and you don't
Yep.
sprint around everywhere like a madman.
how do
And the-
shotguns feel?
They're a bit overtuned at the moment.
they're
From
what?
what I've played, a bit overtuned at the moment from what I've seen.
Was that in the third person though? Because I didn't. I in the third person mode, they're very very overtuned.
They're over abused.
Yeah.
But
There's
overall,
a
I think they're
third person mode in the game.
Yes, it's
So-
I don't think it's great. A quick brief over it. It's a third person
It's
mode,
weird.
but you don't
It's fucking gears.
go ADS like you go strictly ADS from third person to ADS. You don't go into a third person aim, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
you
kinda
don't.
weird.
There's no zoom in over the
PUBG
shoulder.
like PUBG style.
like
Well, no, because even
PUBG.
PUBG, you still
Or
can
no,
third
you had a
person.
soft aim. You don't. Even in PUBG, you had a choice of going soft aim or hard aim. In this, it's strictly ADS hard aim.
Right. So like
Interesting. Okay.
so your third person to be able to see around. It's very much gears, except if gears instead of went to like over the shoulder permanently, you went into first person to aim.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts. But the all in all, the game I think feels really good. Like it feels very grounded. They took out like the whole idea that you have your loadout, like you still have your loadouts and you have like your perks. But the thing about the perks is that for instance, like everybody would run Dead Silence, everybody would fucking run Ghost, everybody would run Cold Blooded and whatever. They made it now so like Dead Silence is not a perk you can run. You have to earn the ability to be able. It's a tactical ability that you have to earn to use it, and it's a one-time use. And it recharges over time and over kills, but you still have to earn it back. Ghost and your perks unlock over time based on how you do it. So like if you're not, which I love, like again, not everybody is going to run fucking Cold Blooded. So like everybody is going to show up on a UAV, because before it was like, what the fuck is the point of a UAV if everyone's running Cold Blooded?
I am very much enjoying seeing like both your team and enemy team people getting owned trying to jump around corners.
Yes, it's great. They do have some other modes that are really dog shit. Also, the UI in the game is like the menu is fucking atrocious.
It's atrocious, dude. Yeah,
It's
literally
so fucking bad.
navigating your friends list is literally a war zone in itself.
Yeah, it's a battle to try to add somebody to your friends list. Also, too, like their other modes are really bad. Like they have like
There's a mode that's trying to be oddball, but it's not oddball because it's one. You have one life, and it's trying to be search and destroy, and also you don't get points for keeping it's a bag of money instead of a ball. You don't get points gathered over time for keeping the bag of money. You just have to have it at the very last second to win or kill everybody on the opposing team.
Yeah. It's so, and then they have another mode that are like they're trying to be like Battlefield, which is ground war, and it doesn't work because vehicles in that game don't work. Oh yeah, there's this too, where like it'll randomly. That was I think a bug in the beta, but like a glitch will randomly. It's I don't know. They like the standard Call of Duty mode, great. The other stuff that they added in, fucking trash. Like they have a thing with AI that is dumber than a bag of fucking bricks. It's so fucking dumb. That literally will just stand there, like, and then like run into a wall. And it's just like massive mode. What was that called? It was fuck. It wasn't ground war. What was it? What was that mode called? Scruff that we did. It's like invasion. It's called like invasion or something like that, I think.
I think I played that actually with you.
Yeah,
you
you
played
did.
Invasion, if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you didn't. But anyway, I don't know. The game's I like it. I think it's I actually for the first time excited in a long time and excited about a Call of Duty game to come out. Wait, you guys are gonna see this atrocious menu. It's fucking so bad. It's so bad. And the weaponsmith also I think is really good. They took a thing out of Tarkov. Now I know Scruffy, you didn't like the route that they took though with the guns, right?
Yeah, so I like the whole receiver way they have. So you unlock a progression through using guns, and you unlock attachments, and then you finally unlock new receivers, which totally changed the way the gun operates, like from being an assault rifle to a submachine gun, depending on which receiver you pick for the gun. My only gripe with the actual progression system is certain attachments are locked through different progressions. So say I want a small red dot sight on my AR. Well, I have to go through the progression through the submachine gun progression to unlock that red dot sight to use it then for any gun, which is nice. But again, if I just want that red dot sight for the AR, I have to go through a whole nother progression to get to it. If you know what I mean. I think it's just a little convoluted the way it's set up at the moment. I do like the receivers though. I do think that's cool. But
I mean, it's trying to take a page out of Tarkov's book and real life, like right, like certain guns are nothing more than just a modified receiver of another pistol or another frame, and stuff like that. So, but all in all, I don't know. I liked it. It felt great. The game felt great. It wasn't just like kill streak after kill streak after fucking kill streak. Like you actually felt like if you were tactical, you could be a better player. I loved it. I'm excited for it.
Well, I think that's what this is needed for a long time. It needed to go away from the whole just like run down a fucking street and kill as many people as possible until you die and then respawn and do it again.
For sure.
Like that's what I've hated about these types of games for a long time. We all know that I'm already well into it, that I'm more of a tactical shooter type. I don't like the fucking fast-paced bullshit. I would rather take my time, clear streets, clear rooms, get in, get out in very, long stints rather than just running around killing people left and right. It just doesn't work out for me. And I think I don't know. Going down that route, I think is a lot more of a skill gap than just running running and gunning essentially.
You're
in my
still gonna.
opinion, at least.
Leave it to Modern Warfare 2, the goat of the OGs, to bring back a competent tack shooter.
Yeah, I want to be clear though. It's not. This is not the like. It is still a running gun. Yeah, it's
still
definitely
a Modern
still
Warfare fucking game.
Right,
but
but
still a Call of Duty.
It's still Call of Duty, but they've done definitely a lot better of a job of like holding angles, holding positions. The maps are done very, very well. There's not like those typical Call of Duty like one zone choke points. That's it. Like
it at least gives the players who play more strategic a fair shot at it.
Yes.
The question is, can you still one man army noob tube combo?
No, I didn't see. In fact, I didn't even see a new grenade launcher at all.
That is blasphemy. If there's no grenade launcher in a Modern Warfare 2 remake, that is it even a remake, bud?
Not a fucking Call of Duty game.
I am perfectly fine with
locked out of beta. So I think it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
I think it needs it because
they wanted to hook you in with the good experience, and then once you buy it, they're like, got you, bitch, got him.
I remember I used to rock that hot dog title card saying pro nude tuber.
Yeah,
I rocked that shit.
Yeah, my cousin did too. He was a snipe noob tube main, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
it just, I don't know, the game it really does. It feels very good. Like I just
hope to see they make the right decisions and it doesn't go down the route that 2019 did.
I think Warzone is going to end up being Warzone. Like I think Warzone's going to end up being, and which I'm fine with. Like send all those fucking players to Warzone, let them fucking do their shit or whatever else, and let us have this. So, but I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other game too that we've all been playing for, and I will say, not all of us, because Scruffy abandoned us. He refuses to play League.
I will be right back.
But Bill as he's leaving has been playing this too. And actually,
my spot.
Billy the Goat, he has another channel. Go follow him on that channel if you want his League content. But we've been playing League. This isn't everyone's cup of tea. Hell, shit, it's not even our cup of tea. We usually get off the night at the end of the night hating ourselves even more that we've played it, but we still play it. The reason that we showcase this, because it's not anything new, but there's some massive changes that are coming. They go live November 18th or 16th, and it's season 13. If you want to check them out, if you want to check out like kind of thoughts on them, I put a video up about it, but you're more than welcome to go check it out there. But basically, they're reworking jungle completely. They're reworking a lot of big champs. I mean, they're adding in the Kim Drake, bringing back old items, taking away new items. Like it's a pretty big change, which usually happens every season, right? They do a big season change, but this one's definitely, I think, much needed. I don't know if you guys want to talk anything about kind of the stuff coming.
I mean, I think the biggest one that I have an issue with is the addition of more experience for top lane and mid lane, while bot lane is getting less experience. I don't understand that. Like bot lane is already the slowest fucking low leveling fucking lane in the entire game.
Yeah,
and they're just making it even worse. If anything. I don't understand that, but they've got some really good. They do have some really good changes. I like the new Drake. I really enjoyed the Kim Drake. I like the new ping system. I'm thinking that the new ping system and the new what is it called? The new voting system. Yeah, the new voting system for objectives is going to be cool. I think there's going to be huge plays for trolling with those systems though. Like one person being like, "Hey, I'm going to go to the dragon." And then everybody's like, yeah, and nobody comes, you know. I think it's going to be interesting.
It wouldn't be any different than normal.
Yeah,
that's just solo queue.
Do you? So the new ping systems raised a lot of like conversation about why not just add a real chat system, like a voice chat system.
Yeah.
Well, voice chat system, the voice already exists. There isn't a voice chat system.
There's just no one uses it.
Who the
fuck
I
think that's what a lot of people are saying, is just force people into using it essentially, and you'd have a better. I do in some.
The voice chat's only available if you're in a party though.
Okay, so no, I don't think so. That the lobby's available to join whenever you want to, if I remember correctly.
I believe, yeah, it's available to join, just like kind of how Overwatch has their
It's
party
just nobody
chat
ever
system.
does it. Yeah.
Um,
But I will agree that the like, and don't jump on me because I know I've said a couple of different times that this game is toxic already and we don't need even more toxicity. I do agree with some of the people saying that voice chat would be beneficial because then you can actually have, you know, essentially what equates to face-to-face communication inside of the game. You know, you can
miss
have
that siege gaming.
instantaneous. You can
Yeah.
have instantaneous
I just-
fucking communication with
dude,
your teammates.
It's so
Granted,
toxic.
again, it's League of Legends, and people you're going to join that shit, and they're going to be like, "Your mother's a bitch," this and that in between. You're just going to have that bullshit.
That's
where you're just gonna
mild.
be like, okay,
That's a calm
mute.
person.
Well,
Like,
I know, but I can't really drop the N bomb.
No, I know.
YouTube or Twitch.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But that's the dangers too, though, of being a streamer and having voice chat.
It is very true.
as a
Yeah.
Side note.
it's people say Overwatch is the most is like very or like the most toxic or Valorant. And I'm like, bro, League
Siege.
takes the cake. I don't care what anybody says, man.
It's
Even at a
Siege.
Siege.
Are you
I mean, Bill, you've played Siege obviously the most out of everybody here. Like, and you've
Right.
played League. Like, which
When
I don't know.
voice com-
What's
when
your-
it comes to voice
I
comms,
think
I'm
I think
talking-
voice comm Siege is way worse.
yeah.
Well, like with communications in general, I think Siege is way worse. As far as gameplay toxicity, League takes the cake there.
Yeah,
Like people
100%,
call you
dude.
all sorts of horrible things in the Siege like text and voice chat, but they'll at least play the game.
Well, we were just talking about this like legitimately last night, where it's like you call out somebody for their stupid fucking move, and instantly you can go from a completely good to go, you know, you're all happy sunshine. Everybody's like, "Hey, how's your day? Hey, how's your day?" And then you'd be like, "Why did you sit in that bush for 40 seconds while I was dying? Fuck your mother. I hate you." You know, it's just like, wow, dude, what the fuck
I
happened?
just think that voice comms, especially if they were to go down a route of forcing it a bit more, it's a slippery slope. I
It
think
is,
you can do
yeah.
a lot with ping systems, and especially if
Well,
they're
the
improving
new
it.
one is
Well,
impressive.
that's why I'm happy about the improvement to
Yeah.
the ping systems, is because it is a vast improvement. They're offering
You can
you,
do a lot with
like,
ping.
right now we have
Realize
what,
it is the only
4?
problem.
Yeah, they're doubling the
Wait,
amount
we
of
have
pings.
4 pings, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like we have 4 pings that could mean any number of things.
You know what? The funniest thing is they're toxic too. You could be so
They are.
toxic with
They are
things.
extremely toxic, yeah.
Something shitty, dumb happens, you just spam
Question mark,
missing-
question mark, question mark, yeah.
I mean, I'm notoriously bad about
So
doing
am
that.
I. So am I.
Like last night, there were 2 matches in a row where the jungler just like walked into our lane. We had already backed, and they're just walking through the lane, looking at bushes, and I'm just question mark pinging them the entire time.
Yeah, toxicity is
Well-
anywhere you can utilize it. Dude.
and
I don't know,
you
man.
bring up the jungle. Some of the big things too that's happening with this is the jungle changes. It's one of the biggest reworks that's actually happened to a lane or a role since the game is released. And they are effectively, I feel like they're listening to understand, like, oh, okay, what?
Are they holding your hand when it comes to jungle?
I mean,
now?
it's
Because
so
from
no,
what
so
I've
so
seen, it seems
When it
very
starts, it seems
like
like it, yeah.
I'm glad. So all right, Scrub, you
don't
should go
know.
watch my video on it.
Sure, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I go in depth about it.
Yes.
But no, they're not. Basically, what they're doing is they're saying, like, hey, we understand, and it is. Jungle can be one of the most impenetrable roles that there is in this entire game because it literally can make or break an entire game. You have a shit jungler, you are pretty well fucked. Like, you could, like, unless you just have some ultra hyper carry, like, it's very, 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 and even still, it's very difficult. And the thing about it is that they're making it so basically within the first 3 minutes to upwards of your first clear, we don't know if it's going to stay 3 minutes. The thought is that it's probably going to end up going higher than that. But your first clear in the game, you can have an option that will tell you, like, hey, and it's automatically turned on by default, that it will say, hey, you should go here. It's recommended you go here from this camp to this camp to this camp to gank lane to this camp. Well, we don't know if it's gonna. Let me say, I don't know if it's gonna gank if it says to gank lanes. I just think that it says you should go here and path this way. Again, it's not optimal. It's not like the perfect choice, but it's kind of like how they do it in the items where they're like, this is recommended. This is the recommended path that you should go. And they only do it for your first clear. After that, it goes back to normal. They also are adding in pets I don't know how I agree about pets, but they are taking away blue
Pets,
smite and red
they're
smite.
just glorified smites. They're literally no different from the smites other than the fact that they give you
Oh,
like a passive buff while they're around.
well, I mean, that's a pretty big. I mean, the passive buff that they're giving is pretty significant comparable to
It
the
is, but it
to the
would be no
smites.
different than like the item giving you a passive buff
Right.
in your inventory. It's just it's a more cutesy thing. It's just, like, they're not gonna attack monsters or enemies with
No.
you. They're just gonna be
Yeah,
chilling
it's just
there.
It's
And if you use
it's a
smites,
way
they
for
will-
Riot to it's a way for you Riot to use to make you
money.
pay for skins
Skins.
for
Yeah.
pets now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
Oh, you know they are too.
Oh, 100%.
The other side of it though too that it does do, and it does add some different, because they also evolve that are a lot different than just the smites. Right now smite just basically becomes a more improved version of smite that gives you the abilities. This has it from the
same thing,
get-go.
It's just a more improved pet.
Well,
Like,
right, but this has it from the
the
get-go.
visual's different, but
This has it from the get-go. I watched Swag play this play the whatever version he was able to get his hands on rework, and the pets seemed I don't want to say they're overtuned, but they're definitely seemed to make a difference, especially when you're putting on, like, he had one that was, he played Hecarim and had the I think it was the blue one that adds speed, which I think it was the blue one that adds, and like, it's already scary enough that Hecarim already has fast speed, but he was moving very, very quick, even for Hecarim. Like, it was pretty impressive. So they did that. They're also doing the Kim Drake, which is a pretty big deal. That's going to change the actual map. Again, I don't want
that, like, balanced it.
Yeah, it's completely different now. Yeah, it's completely different now. So
I
no
don't
longer
is it actually changing the map like it did before?
Yes.
Because I thought it was just giving a buff now.
No, it
yeah,
changes.
It's still
It
gonna,
changes the
it's
map.
still gonna smoke out the map. It's just gonna be
Okay.
a lot less.
Well,
Gotcha.
so what the change happens to the map is, and I'm pretty sure I don't think it doesn't smoke the map anymore. What it does is it changes the actual jellies, the blast
that's right,
cones,
it changes the
and
plants.
and
That
the
was it.
plants.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
mutates those to be different. So those are some big changes. Like this, the blast cone now makes it so a jungler can hit the blast cone. If you're watching from here, there's a cone that is actually right above where Enigma's at, in this one little side pocket. And normally it would just bounce you over the wall, but you couldn't get over into lane. That blast cone will now launch you with a Kim Drake upgrade or map change all the way into lane. So you'll go from that section all the way into lane and until almost the middle of the lane. It's fucking crazy. So yeah.
That's
Anyway,
definitely help junglers that don't have as much of an in.
yeah. So again, I don't want to spend too much time on it. Go check if you want. You can check out plenty of videos, my videos there. But there are some big changes that are coming. If you've ever thought about trying League, fucking don't. But if you really want to get into League, the season, usually at the beginning of the year is a good time to do it. So
I still have fun with it.
League.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I still have fun. But go into it with the understanding that you're gonna go through, how many games did we go through? 11 games of losing.
You're gonna go through a lot of emotions. You're gonna
Like,
cry.
You're gonna question yourself. You're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna love yourself. You're gonna hate other people. It's just the way. It's just League, man. That's League, baby. So, all right. The other game.
I finally got the match to buy a Jin skin. By the way,
Nice.
had a killer match and justified it.
Nice. Well, congrats. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and crack my knuckles. I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So,
But by the way, guys, just want to point it out because it hasn't been brought up yet. I have Steam Deck.
nice.
Ooh.
All right. Overwatch 2.
Moving on.
Overwatch
Overwatch
1.5.
Poo, you mean?
Overwatch Poo, Overwatch Duo, Overwatch whatever, Overwatch 1.5, whatever you want to call it, officially has come out. It came out October 4th. I'm enjoying the game. I am having fun with it. I will start off by just saying I'm having fun right now. I don't know. I think Scruffy has played the game. He has
most of the day today.
He has played it. Look, it's Overwatch. If you've played Overwatch, it's fucking Overwatch. Except now you have a queue to get into it. It is free to play.
It's free to play, quotation marks.
It's free to play on the surface.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. There's a battle pass. There is paid content. You can buy stuff. Obviously, if you own the game previous to this, you come into the game getting everything as far as like the heroes, unless you're glitched, which
That
is
is
unless you're
is a
PK.
glitch.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is
unless you're PK, then you don't.
Yeah.
Well, he did. He got all of his champions. It was a glitch. They
Did
fixed
he
it.
finally?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
he got it
But then
yesterday.
there's also people who didn't merge their accounts
Uh,
and have to go through a process. There's a process now to get your stuff back, but
Yes,
guess
there,
what? There's a queue for that too.
yes, there is.
Zoo Simulator 2022, baby.
So my son's in that queue. He's like 96,000 in that queue to merge
Wow.
to merge his
even
account.
bigger queue. Like
Yeah. So here, like, here's all. We're gonna now talk about all the bad shit that goes on with the game, right? First and foremost, they took down Overwatch 1. Like they basically you actually you can't play it anymore, and you can't even
play it. Yeah.
you can't even buy the game. Like, well, if my recommendation, if you can find a copy of the game, go buy the game, because they're literally telling people in stores to destroy copies of the game. So if you will find a copy on Xbox, Xbox One, PlayStation, any of the PlayStation consoles, go buy it.
you're telling people to give Blizzard
I
one.
own a hard copy of Overwatch 1.
I understand the
I'm
logic.
gonna be a
of that.
millionaire now.
Yeah, good. Sell it as an NFT. But it's the reality of it is that they should not have, like, this should have just been called Overwatch free to play and not Overwatch 2.
It's just been Overwatch. They should have just been Overwatch.
It
It
should
shouldn't
have
have
been
They
an
should have just been
update
like, hey,
patch.
by the way, Overwatch is now going free to play, and we're putting a PVE version into it. You still have to pay for the game, you know, or you still have to. You can play the PvP version like they were going to originally. Like, I don't know why they moved from what they did before, other than the fact that people were like, why am I having to pay for this game twice when I don't even want to play the fucking PvE, right? That was the biggest thing, and I think that's the biggest reason why they actually went free to play completely, was because the people that already owned it were like, why the fuck would I pay for it again, right?
Well, I think the reason they went free to play was because the game's community was slowly dying. I mean, I don't know if I would say slowly. I think
No,
it
I
was just
agree.
dying. Like, so
it was dying. It wasn't slowly. It was hemorrhaging. Yeah.
It was dead.
so they basically said, hey, it's free to play now, which I think is a good move. Like, bringing new players, that's a like, great. I'm great. I'm happy.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
free to play. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
my biggest thing is like, it's a good thing. It's going to bring in a lot of influx of players to begin with. But once those players hit the same mark that the current player base was already at with Overwatch 1, they're going to be right back to where they were, hemorrhaging player base.
Isn't it more of a grind now too?
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely more of a
start
grind.
out, like
to
fresh.
start out fresh, it is a huge grind.
Yes. You don't
I think,
get.
I think to get to this character that Sin was playing right now, this Kiriko or whatever her name is, it's I want to say it was 20 hours to get her.
At least say
alone.
coming into this game fresh is a good time. Like when I played it fresh Overwatch 1, I don't know how coming into it fresh now is, but at least it's fresh and it's a new experience. So the grind might not be as bad. If we had to do the grind having played Overwatch 1, there's no shot at it on that.
Well, the thing
absolutely
you got to remember about going and starting fresh from this game though versus Overwatch 1 was when you started fresh from Overwatch 1, you had all the characters.
Yeah.
With this one, you
At least
don't.
maybe there's some aspect of it being fresh for those new players to have like that incentive to get the characters.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I understand.
Agree with it. I don't know.
I understand the reason behind locking characters, behind like to unlock them, to give free to play players something to do, but at the same time, the grind that they are putting behind those characters is fucking insane. Like it's a lot, and you can't even play ranked if you've never played Overwatch. And I don't think, and in fact, I think if you haven't played Overwatch and you didn't play any kind of ranked at all, you don't get to play ranked games until you've done 100 matches, which is not terrible to get to, but that's still a lot.
No, Siege has something like that. You have to hit like level 50 to be able to queue up for ranked and Siege. So that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not been done, but I'm just it's still a lot. Like, and again, I think my problem with that is, though, it's not that you need to unlock, that you have to play a certain amount of matches. It's the fact that, like, in my opinion, it should be, hey, you have to play 100 games, which you could burn through 100 games, but if you go through 100 games, you're still not gonna have enough to unlock enough, in my opinion, characters to really go into competitive and be comparable. Because if someone, for instance, like we got a Reinhardt, right? The other team has not switched and had a Reinhardt, and it's very difficult to do. Like, if you know Overwatch, having a Reinhardt, not having a Reinhardt is fucking tough. It's tough. Like it's very tough.
Especially
so like
with the one tank version of this game, since they took the second tank away and
Right.
just buffed the regular tanks.
right. So
So,
it's
I'm gonna go on a little spiel. I'm a bit displeased with Overwatch in a whole, honestly, which is kind of sad because I was a big proponent of Overwatch. I enjoyed it, and I had at least some expectations going into this, not low, but at least not high. I just the 5v5 is good. I enjoy the 5v5, but there's changes to the game that they've made. I don't think this is Overwatch 2, and I don't think this is Overwatch 1. I think this is Overwatch 0.5. I think they went back because they're going into this game. You're seeing everything that you saw in Overwatch 1 on release. You're seeing massive queues. You're seeing server issues, glitches, all of this. You're seeing even to the point of hitbox registration. Their hitboxes are atrocious, which was
I
always
saw a
thing with
hitbox
Overwatch.
breakdown, and you're getting headshots from like a mile above somebody's head.
If you want to go to this video, I put in the podcast chat real fast just to pull it up. I did a little representation of my own. I did a bit of investigating. Their hitboxes are they're bad.
Scruffy going deep dive.
I like it. I like this side of you, Scruff.
Scruff gonna be the Overwatch detective from now
Because
on, man.
literally, this is how Overwatch 1 started, but it's even worse because Overwatch 1, at least, they responded to that and they fixed the hitboxes to a point. They were
Holy
never
shit.
great.
What the fuck, dude?
The
What?
crosshair wasn't even on his head. Like, not a single part of that crosshair.
What the fuck,
Until he
dude?
selects
It's not even on him.
And oh my god! So
Why
and
did you
these
shoot him in the
these
dick?
are accuracy shots. Like these are hit scan shots. There's
The
no,
dick's good, though.
no blue.
The dick's good.
The dick's good on Hanzo, I will say. But wait till you see Tracer. So that's the thing is like they've backtracked.
Please take that out of context.
Having this be a release of a game that already existed, it should have been
Holy
not maybe flawless, but it should have
That
been
is
it should have been better
insane,
than
dude.
Overwatch 1, man.
What the fuck, dude? You're like legitimately like a half of a foot away from his
No.
fucking year.
I know. And that's only like the start of it too, man. Like
Oh my god.
Did you test it with other characters, too?
Scruff, I want you to
Right.
make a new YouTube channel and,
Right.
and be Scruff McGruff, the Overwatch detective.
I'll make them pay.
Okay, we got Tracer.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my
Okay,
god, dude, what?
The vagina hitbox, okay.
Dude.
I mean, to be fair, I don't mind the hitbox on Tracer being bigger because she's a pain in the ass to deal with.
But my thing is like, and
Dude,
the problem,
there's like a foot all around her.
Yeah.
Holy.
yeah,
That is insanity, dude.
And you got to think about it this way. This isn't just from like individual shots that you need to worry about. This is something that like a Roadhog hook or any like displacing ability could hit.
Now one thing that I have for this, do you think that this could be auto aim? This could be dead zone for auto aim, and they just haven't gotten rid of it for PC?
I mean, it could be, this, but the thing is, this is a completely new engine. Like,
Is it?
yes.
Are you sure?
redid
Wow,
the
they didn't
engine.
really do a very good job with that engine then.
I just learned today that the original Overwatch 1 engine was actually
Wow.
a scrapped StarCraft engine.
StarCraft engine, yeah.
Yes. So that was never meant to be Overwatch's engine. So they redid it, and they made it worse.
Well, and you want to know this makes a lot of fucking sense. I don't know if you saw what I posted today, but this game, this specific Overwatch 2 was developed by WoW devs. So this makes a lot more fucking sense.
So I don't know, man. From the hip, I just gave up there.
That is
terrible.
crazy,
Thank you,
dude.
Scruff. Thank
course.
you.
That
No
is
problem.
that is insanity how fucked those hitboxes are.
So I just don't know.
Like
how
in any other game that would be unacceptable.
Yeah. For a competitive game, for ranked play, it's unbearable. And not to mention, there's hit registration problems too. Not even like
That is
hitbox problems.
crazy.
And my thing is like you have hit scan, which the hit registration is better with hit scan, but it's still there. But when you have, I'm a Hanzo main, so obviously I'm going to defend my projectile based.
You throw in logs.
I'm throwing logs, but the hit registration with Hanzo main or just Hanzo's arrows, it's terrible. Like maybe 9 times out of 10, that one time it'll miss a hit registration. When a hit scan, it's a lot more accurate. So hitboxes being like this, you're getting killed a lot faster because the hitboxes are atrocious, but also like
crazy.
you're still having hit registration problems. So like these hitboxes being that bad, you're still at a disadvantage playing like projectile-based heroes.
I
That is
remember back in the
legitimate.
day when Apex's hitboxes were like really bad, and the community just went up in flames about it, and they actually fixed it. And every release since then, they've taken very decent care to make sure the hitboxes are good.
Have they addressed these issues, Scruffy? Has Activision or Blizzard come out and said anything about it?
Publicly? They've addressed that I think there is like a list of like glitches and whatnot that they are
The public
fixing.
complaint forum.
Yeah, but I don't know these ones necessarily if they've addressed like the hitbox and registration.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah. And
I
Doomfist should be a tank. What the fuck? They still give him all the same abilities, and he's a tank, man. Like yeah, he does less damage, but he still has, and he has a block now too. Like I don't know, man. He has a small ass head. That's bad enough.
Wow.
I
Tell us how you really feel.
I think what happened is they fucked Hanzo up, and he is just absolutely pissed. Like pissed. I mean, I guess maybe I would be in the same boat because they fucked with my Moira and then they changed it back. So now I can do the stupid shit that I did with Moira. But
yeah, your poison orb or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like, give me Scatter back and I'll be happy. I don't know.
It's I don't know. I'm having fun with the game. I'm enjoying the game. That's just me. But again, a lot of the things that everybody is bitching about, the complaints that everybody is saying, like, they're very warranted. They just rolled back an issue where, because of this and free to play, which I'm for SMS protection. I'm not for the fact that,
Get out of here.
Or SMS verification, I should say, not protection. But I don't mind SMS verification for things, but to say that you can't have a prepaid version of it, like that's like,
yeah,
fucking stupid.
Be able to have a prepaid. I believe more in just 2auth. Like
this whole fucking
route of like having a 2auth authenticator or something like that on their actual Blizzard app, that would probably have been a better route. And
they have it. They already have it. That's what I'm saying is.
I'm saying for instead of doing the SMS, having that be
They should
the
have.
Yeah, they should. That's what it should have been.
Number.
That's what that was what I was trying to point out today when I posted that was, or yesterday. I can't remember if it was yesterday or today when we were talking about that. But like them putting that requirement solely on Overwatch 2 was just an Overwatch 2 thing.
Yeah,
and there was no fucking reason for it. And you can say the bullshit of like, oh well, they're trying to get rid of hackers. We've already seen multiple times in Sin's fucking games. It hasn't helped. Nothing has helped. There's still hackers in the fucking game.
I'll at least argue it probably helps. A
well, now that I've seen that the fucking hit scan is that bad, it may not have been a hacker. He just may have been. It may
that's very true. It might not have been. But that's one thing that. That's one thing that pisses me off about today, though, was when they removed it. If it was such an important role to Overwatch 2,
right. I mean,
why would they remove it? Other than the fact that it wasn't that important to the actual game and it was causing so many issues, and they don't know how to fucking.
They're not requiring.
They were just like, just roll it back, and it's not even for everybody. That's the biggest thing that pisses me off. If you don't have the original version of Overwatch, you still have to use it. Yeah, you still have to put in your phone number.
So wait, what they're doing is basically
remove it completely. They just for people who played Overwatch,
they made it so that if you already had your Battle.net authenticator, or if you already had your Battle.net account attached and you had the authenticator, you don't have to put in. As far as I remember from reading that article, you don't have to put in a phone number. So if you already had the game, you're grandfathered in. But if you're just barely coming in, you still have to add in a phone number, and I'm pretty sure it still has those same limitations for if you have a prepaid phone, you're still fucked.
Yes.
So it says we remain committed to combating disruptive behavior in Overwatch 2 accounts that were not connected to Battle.net, as well as new accounts will still have to meet SMS Protect requirements. Which helps ensure we're protecting our community against cheating. Blizzard said, if a player is caught engaging in disruptive behavior, the account can be banned, blah, 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 and they cannot create a new account. This is coming from PC Gamer, by the way. But so basically they're saying that if you have not connected to Battle.net and it's not verified, or you are a brand new account and you have not had the SMS protection put on or a 2 auth, then you have to put in your phone number.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I still think it's fucking stupid that they're requiring a phone number, honestly. Like I get the SMS
There's better ways
protection
to
and
go
all that
around it, I
bullshit, but
think.
yeah, there's way better ways. And
Yeah.
you can sit there and say, well, it's not a foreign concept. It is a foreign fucking concept. It's from a foreign fucking country. We are not the CCP in America.
It's a
We do
foreign
not need to have
concept in
everybody's
it's a
fucking we do not have to have people's social security numbers to play fucking video games.
It's a foreign
that's where it's gonna
concept
go.
in video games. It's not a foreign concept to have SMS protection be implemented onto things that we use on a daily basis. Now, I'm not. Again, most of the things are financial institutions, financial things that are tied to your social that can affect your credit, can affect your whatever else. So yes, it is not to compare apples to apples or whatever else, and saying that it's in a video game. I'm just saying it's not a foreign concept. Like, I guarantee that you could open up a majority of anything in your life at some point in time, and you've been hit with an SMS protection, whether it's from your bank, whether it's from a credit card, whether it's from your social security, protection thing, whatever. Somebody at some point in time has asked you for your phone number for an SMS protection, and you get a text message to say, "Hey, I get it from Twitch." Like Twitch fucking
Yes,
asked
but-
me for
Yes, but
SMS.
on pretty much 9 times out of 10 on those, you have the option to do that, or the option.
Right,
not to do that.
I'm not right. I'm not. But I'm just
As
saying
an
that the
added security,
concept of SMS protection is not that crazy. It's just it's not been in a video game yet. That's been on the Western front. It's been an Eastern thing.
Yeah, my biggest thing is like again, the reason why I brought up it's not a fucking foreign concept. It is a foreign concept in the fact that they continue down this route. What's to stop them from being like, oh well, we need your address, we need your name, we need your phone number.
They already asked for your address. If you go to battle.net, your address is already in there.
It's one of those things where it's a slippery slope, and I don't like it.
I think, and honestly, we can go around circles for that forever. But I mean, that's not even the brunt of like what Blizzard has done with Overwatch. Because don't forget, there's the whole thing of, the people. Not everybody knew this game was free to play. And
that was a huge one, dude.
Advertising it as
Dude,
a $40 game, like a
that
game
was
that you had to pay for.
fucking insane to me when I saw that.
That is
When
so
you go to Google and the first thing that pops up is their $40 fucking version, and it's nowhere in sight that it's a free to play game. I was like, wow,
So that's just
that is top tier shady fucking Blizzard bullshit.
There's not everybody not every gamer,
Not everybody's connected.
They're not connected. They're not as tech savvy as everyone else. They might not know, especially older audiences, younger audiences. Like, imagine a kid goes to his mom and be like, "Can I get this game? It's $40," because he doesn't know it's free to play. So it's just it's shady. It's
damn it, Billy!
shady.
Not our Bill, but little Billy, little Billy. Damn it, Billy! You should learn.
Can we talk about? I know this is really gonna fucking set Sin off. Can we talk about the fact that Kiriko or whatever her name is just an amalgamation of every other fucking character in the game right now? Can we talk about that really quickly? Because like when I look at that, when I look at her fucking moveset, right? Her heel just looks like a Moira heel. Her fucking shuriken toss just looks like a fucking Genji toss, right? Her ulti looks like a Genji ulti. She has a fucking wall jump. Granted, she can't climb all the way up the wall, but it's still a fucking wall climb.
I'm just gonna assume I'm gonna assume the Overwatch ignorance is when you're saying Genji, you mean
looks more like
Hanzo,
the dark gun girl.
The who?
The dark gun girl.
Which one is the one that shoots the dragon out? That's the one I mean.
That's Hanzo.
Anna?
Hanzo. Okay, Hanzo. It looks like a Hanzo alt.
Visually.
It looks like a reskinned Hanzo.
More like the dark
gun
gun
mix
girl.
Of like Lucio and Anna.
Yeah, Anna. Yeah. Because it's what speed and attack. It's movement speed and attack speed, right?
Nobody's surprised too. She's overtuned, and that's not even just her. It's almost every champion that's gotten a rework.
Have you
Junker Queen seems disgusting.
No, actually, I mean, maybe I'm in the minority. I thought Junker Queen was probably the most balanced out of the new changes and the new heroes.
She's been out longer, hasn't she?
No,
just since the last beta.
I thought she was out already. Okay.
No. She's one of the newer characters, but her knife she just seems like a more damage dealing roadhog. 'Cause her-
Roadhog
no,
is
I mean,
she
that's
can-
essentially what she
she-
was. Yeah.
She can still do the pull combo like what
Yeah.
Roadhog can, and then her ult just wrecks anybody else.
Well, honestly, Roadhog is nasty right now. He's actually probably in the best spot as far as tanks go. But
Better than Reinhardt, you think?
Reinhardt's actually very low because of Kiriko's. She negates her bounce spam
Ah.
completely, like almost.
Gotcha. Okay.
But and that's just what I mean. Like all these characters have gotten reworks, and the new characters are all overtuned, which again just goes back to how Overwatch 1 started.
Yeah.
Unbalanced and unfair. So I'm sorry.
That
History
was
repeats itself.
that was, and I'll let Syntact after this. It was like that was my biggest thing last night. Was like I got jumped on and told that I'm fucking stupid because if I'm gonna look down that route, you know, Senna's ultimate looks just like this ultimate, or this person looks like. No, it's pretty much a direct 1-to-1 copy of a lot of fucking abilities from a lot of different characters. Like the more that I looked at it last night, I was like, no. There's no way that you can't sit there and look at that and be like, yeah, no, this is completely accurate. This is completely new. Nothing's been copied over at all. This is completely new. And I'll let you go, Sin.
Okay. I'm gonna do a very unCinnamon-like thing, and I'm just gonna say, hey, we can all we have our own opinions about things, because we have 15 minutes to get through news and also what Bill's been playing. So we've done a piss poor job of time management to where I can't go on a fucking rant and talk about why Enigma is fucking
Bill's been
completely
playing
wrong.
Matter, so you can use my time for this segment if you want.
Sorry, it's
Get your piece out there.
we're just gonna go round and round. My opinion is that it's not like you can like as a Moira main, her fucking one. I don't think she's overtuned. I've played multiple. Out of everybody in here, I have played the most of Overwatch 2. Now, Scruffy has blown me out of the water when it comes to playing Overwatch 1. I have played the most of Overwatch 2, which this character is in. I'm also a healer main. I've tried both. I can tell you that I don't think that she's actually overtuned, in my opinion. I think she's actually very easily killable. But again, I'm playing Moira, so people will tell me that, oh well, I'm a damage dealer. I'm not really a fucking healer, which is fine. But her heals are completely different. They don't. It's not just I can send my ball out, like Moira, and send it out and get heals and do whatever else in any kind of situation. They track. They don't auto like.
I'm not talking about like the way that they react. I'm talking about the animation. Her animation for her heal is Moira's animation for her heal.
You mean the hand movement of her like?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right, sure. I'll give you that. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I will give it the character.
Sure.
Kiriko's design is very ripped off many other designs, even going as far as
that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the abilities react when or like I don't know if that's what you thought I was saying.
Yeah,
if
I
that
thought you were
was,
saying that her kit was exactly like a same. So
you
okay,
took
fine.
It that way, but
no,
I was meaning that every single one of her moves, more or less, the animations and the movements look like somebody else's moves.
Okay, well then no, I won't disagree. But we're in the same. Yeah, that's fine. I thought that you were saying
that's the only part that I got upset about was because it was like it's very lazy game development in my eyes, where it's just like
I mean,
you got a new
Overwatch
character. Let's just toss the animations from 3 different characters into there and call it good.
Overwatch's two fucking tagline should be that this is just a lazy way to develop a video game because it's
no 100%.
So then yes, okay, I will concede the fact that I misunderstood. I thought you were saying that the ability set was the same, and that's where I'm just like, fuck this. This is from the ground, like this is different. But okay, yeah, no, absolutely. Then yes, okay, my time's been conceded. All right, moving on to our news section. Unless you guys want to talk about Bill, do you have? I know you've been playing the Steam Deck, which we're going to talk about the Steam Deck here in a moment. But do you want to talk about what you've been playing on the Steam Deck?
No, we can just talk about the Steam Deck later.
Okay. Moving to our
Bill's
news
got a Steam Deck,
section.
by the way, just to let you know.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a big Steam Deck.
By the way,
my face.
I mean, fuck it. We're gonna go ahead and talk about it now. Do you know that the Steam Deck the docking station has been revealed and is out? Like you can actually go and purchase it.
Yeah, pretty dope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now the docking station, does it sync up? Do you have to have like the Steam specific gamepad to sync it?
You mean like sync like a controller? Like are you talking about
The Steam controller? Yeah.
No.
I'm assuming when you say like I didn't look into it, is it something that you can like dock it and like play your games on the TV?
Yes. So the system itself is you are it's basically like a Switch dock, except comes with a shit ton of ports on the back. And actually, I had mentioned I was going to wait for a third party one to come out because normally third party ones will do better and more stuff. I actually decided not to. When I saw the price point at $90, which is really fucking good for what it is. And I looked at what it has. It has display ports, has USB ports, has a HDMI port, has USB-C ports. It is has the ability to, you can hook a Bluetooth dongle into it and Bluetooth your keyboards to all of those things to it. And you can hook up anything. In fact, they even had the ability to hook up a guitar. You can hook a guitar into the dock as well for whatever
That's
reason.
pretty dope.
So like the PS4, PS5 controller, you can play it
Yes.
through the Bluetooth function.
Yes.
That's dope, dude. Let's go.
So
Let's go.
Steam Deck, like on a daily basis, Steam Deck I think is becoming the mobile gaming platform that would be the better option, unless you're like a stringent like Nintendo fanboy and you're like, I have to have my Nintendo Switch, right? Like they are on a daily basis. Yeah, they are like on a daily basis becoming like the Switch.
Well, and then today they also
Dominant.
announced that they are no longer on a 3 to 4 month wait list. It's now a 1 to 2 week
Wow,
shipping
that's
time.
crazy.
So on all
1 to
models
2
you can
weeks?
1 to 2 week ship time. You can purchase any model
Damn.
you want and have it says estimated shipping is 1 to 2 weeks for that, and that's all the way up to the big boy edition. Then they also dropped news that they are now before they weren't against it, but they didn't openly come out and say that it was okay. They openly came out today and said that one, they gave us the ability to load our own boot screen for whatever reason that you want to load that, but also too that they came out and officially supported cross booting. So basically dual booting into a Windows into whatever else. They never had officially said it was
That's crazy,
okay.
dude. My brother is gonna be stoked about that because that was one he's been looking at this and he's been like, well, I would buy it, but I kind of want to be able to put like different operating systems on it and fuck with it a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the fact that it
he's
doesn't
probably
void your
gonna fucking-
it doesn't void your
just
warranty.
To make that clear, Steam Deck runs on a version of Linux.
Linux, yeah.
You can change that out with any other operating system that you want. It has full functionality to, like, you can put Windows on it if you really wanted, but I wouldn't.
Put Windows Vista on it.
You can put
Yes.
whatever you
If
can put whatever
find
you
a
want on
Windows
it.
Vista fucking
Let's
Hey,
go.
you can put whatever
But
you want.
basically, like Proton, any of like the top tier like Linux gaming services, you
Ubuntu,
can
anything like that. Yeah.
yeah you can change it out if you don't like what the Steam
That's
version
dope,
of
dude.
Proton is about.
The only
He's gonna
requirement
fucking love that.
the only requirement that he did say though, because obviously a big concern was that it would void your warranty, is that you still have to have their OS on the system. So you can dual boot. You can basically boot into a Windows version, but if you completely scrap their OS,
Warranty
and-
voided.
yeah, it voids your warranty. So now I don't know what would happen if you scrapped your OS, loaded that OS, and then somehow got the Steam OS back on it, like what they would do. But I would not personally test it until my warranty period was done with.
I'm fairly certain that they've got like a version of the OS like, coded per Steam Deck.
Yeah, but it is I will say I have fallen in love with a whole aspect of new games because of my Steam Deck. Like single player games, that thing sits beside my bed every single night. I turn it on and play it. Like I fucking love it. It is a phenomenal system.
100%. With more modern games, it does still struggle a bit. It is at the end of the day
Yeah.
just a like
It's just a
little
Switch.
mobile computer.
Yeah.
But if that isn't something that bothers you terribly, well, like Elden Ring, for instance, I have to lock Elden Ring at 30 frames or the game runs like poop. It is what it is. It's the sacrifice that you have to make to have mobile Elden Ring, which I think is a fair sacrifice.
Well, and honestly, on a screen that big, like anything above 30 frames per second, like you're still gonna notice it, but I don't think you're gonna notice it as much.
The
with it,
frames are a lot less noticeable. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about getting it. That's
Same thing
one
with resolutions.
That is the one thing I will mention about getting the Steam Dock. If you're gonna buy that, like understand it is not going to increase the power of your Steam Deck. Like it is still locked to that. So like Bill will still be locked at 30 frames if he chooses to.
True.
on a
Yeah.
bigger screen.
It's just you'll be on a bigger
So,
screen. Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
that is something to keep in mind.
And
But
that's
for,
one thing
like,
to keep in mind
vacations,
as well.
This is perfect because
Oh,
you
that's-
can like go to an Airbnb, hook up your Steam Deck. You have your entire computer's arsenal there as long as the Steam Deck can run it.
Yep. So, and I've
Very
loaded up New World on it, even though that's not verified and it runs fine. I've run
Most of the non-verified do run fine. They're a little funky with the button layouts, but that's all customizable.
right.
I would,
well,
I would
and
legitimately just use mine to play Final Fantasy 14 on the road.
It's
on the run.
perfect, by the way.
great.
Final Fantasy 14, 60 frames,
That's
no
crazy, dude.
issues. It took me a little bit of time to get the buttons like
Yeah,
coded like properly, which you're gonna have that with an MMO anyway. But
exactly. Yeah.
it runs amazing. It's my definitive way of playing Final Fantasy 14.
I watched League, so I play League on it.
Yep,
Oh,
you can play
oh,
League
that's
on it if
crazy,
you
dude.
get
If you side boot
Riot
it.
launcher on
Yeah.
it. Which, getting to the web browser, like the standard desktop version, super easy. You can just switch back and forth to them. So you can have Epic Games, you can have your League launcher.
It is a
Oh,
phenomenal
install
system.
Epic Games on it.
Two issues I have with it
Battery life.
so far. Battery life's the number one. This thing, 2 hours for anything that's not a like
Can you
2D.
play it, like just being
game.
plugged in though.
You can play it plugged in, yeah. And
So-
as far as I know, it's got one of those batteries that's not actually going to hurt it too bad.
That's good.
That's my flaw number one. Flaw number two is these touchpads. They're a little too close to the joysticks, and I don't know if it's just my hand shape and stuff, but whenever I'm holding it, if the game has like the touchpad,
Your palm touches
yeah,
it.
I touch it and it throws my aim off a little bit.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14's the biggest issue with that. I have to hold like a very wide grip because I'll be like casting something and I'll just accidentally touch the touchpad a little bit and it'll cancel my cast.
You got some like analog grippers, maybe that'll just elevate it just enough so that you can avoid
I
that.
think you can turn those off.
It very well may be, and it would be something I'd need to look into. But those are my only two issues. I don't really use the touchpads very much in general, so I wish there was a way to disable them.
I think
And
you
there might
can.
be. I just
I think you can because I
just
think I
haven't
turned mine
looked at
off.
it.
I'm pretty because mine don't even function, and I think I've turned them off. I think I went into the settings.
It also depends on the
did,
game.
though.
I know a lot of games don't have the touchpads actually being functional.
What'd you say, Scruff?
I said hopefully your touchpads did function at one point.
No, I'm pretty sure I went in and disabled. I swear to God, I think I went in and disabled them because
If you
I
know how to do it, let me know, 'cause I would like that.
We all know Sinan. As soon as he gets something new, he goes in and just turns every fucking thing off.
oh
and then
fucking
he's
just
like,
rip it
broken.
apart. The very first day, I was literally inside there trying to fucking. I think I had it for 15 minutes, and I was like, "Hey, Bill, you know you can load this shit on there." And Bill, I think legitimately sent me a message going, "Bro, have you even fucking booted the thing or something of that?" It was just like, Jesus Christ, yeah. So it is what it is. I like breaking
Steam
shit.
Deck's great. Those are my two issues. Like I said, I don't use the touchpads. If you like touchpad movement and stuff, then it's all you. I haven't been able to play like a shooter because a lot of your multiplayer games, the anti-cheat isn't supported on Linux. So if you like Siege or Apex or Smite or anything like that, you're not going to be able to play unless you load up a version of Linux that you can bypass the anti-cheats.
There you go. So that's the Steam Deck news. Guys, is Dr. Disrespect coming back to Twitch? That was
No,
my-
he's
that's
just an
best-
idiot.
You
best
allowed?
bet of this.
I don't know.
So Enigma, you're the one that broke the story. So you
Yeah.
wanna
So there was apparently there was like a cosplay stream from some channel. I can't remember what the fucking name of it was. Where was it? Stormfall 33 was hosting a stream dress up as Velma from Scooby Doo, and after entering the bathroom, they were doing like some kind of weird like murder mystery, right? And after entering the bathroom, which if you know Dr. Disrespect, that's already a callback from
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespect. After entering the bathroom, there was somebody in the shower, and viewers couldn't actually see who it was. There was just like a silhouette of it, and she said she was basically went with the there was a murder in here. I'm sorry to intrude on you, shower. Seconds later, all we saw was Dr. Disrespect's head popping up from the top of the shower curtain, and then you hear his iconic, "You want to talk to the two-time back-to-back 1993-1994 blockbuster video game champion and true international video game superstar?"
Man,
Yeah.
Enigma's a super fan. He knows it.
I am, man. Yeah,
He's got the fucking article pulled up. I'm seeing it as
I totally wasn't reading it right off the article, you know.
No, I don't. Not at all.
But
so
it's just weird because
was this sanctioned by
technically-
Twitch?
what's that?
Was this sanctioned by Twitch, or was this just her doing this?
I think this was just her doing this. I don't know if this was sanctioned by Twitch. I thought it was sanctioned by Twitch. I thought it was one of those stupid fucking things that's on Twitch's main page. That's like the
Was this like an actual like crossover with Dr. Disrespect? Did he have like?
I don't know. We don't know. Nobody said anything. That was the biggest thing. It's just kind of weird that it even popped up because technically that can get her banned.
His face is not allowed on Twitch.
Yeah, okay,
his
so-
face is not allowed on Twitch at all.
I thought that was all like done. I thought they settled out and it's no longer.
I mean, they
an
might
issue.
they might have settled out, but I think that he's still banned in their TOS.
Yeah,
If he
he's
shows
banned-
his face on Twitch, you can still get banned.
So people can still. So what they lifted was the ability for people to stream with him. So before
okay.
it was the fact that
his content or like
no stream with him. So like before you could not ever you couldn't stream with him.
Right.
In fact, you actually couldn't stream with anybody that was indefinitely banned at all. Even if they weren't streaming, you couldn't play games with them on stream. That was
That's great,
lifted.
okay.
So to clarify, this was unofficial. I'm reading through a couple of their stories. This is unofficial. It was not an officially Twitch sanctioned thing. I think what she did here was exactly this is clickbait. This was, and she got it.
100%. Yeah, she got it 100%.
You got us talking about it too. Like you got the number one fucking podcast. No, I don't know if we're the number one, but we're close to it. One of the best podcasts
Top
in the
200.
world.
Definitely.
Top 200. Talking about it. Congratulations. Like, okay, can we move on? Fuck this.
Yeah.
He's not coming back to
because
Twitch, man.
like I said, I thought this was official Twitch, so I was going through it and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's not official.
Yeah, she's not coming back. He ain't coming back to Twitch. He'd fucking start his own streaming company before he come back to Twitch. So
Maybe he'll buy it.
An NFT streaming company.
Maybe Doc will buy it when it goes poop up. You know.
That would be the worst thing that could happen to Twitch. So,
we'll see.
so another kind of rip is for all of you. I know the millions upon billions of people. I mean, every single person probably is very saddened by this news. Google Stadia is shutting down.
Rip.
Well, yeah.
Didn't call it. I totally didn't call it. Not at all. I
Years
totally
ago.
didn't say that it was fucking gonna not die a whimpering death. I will admit, as I said on Twitter, I will admit they made it a lot longer than I thought they were going to. I think
Yeah.
I gave them a year.
I think it's because
They
they
did.
forgot
They
it was a
made it 3.
thing.
They made it 3. Yep.
I think they forgot it was a thing. I think somebody walked by and was like,
everybody forgot.
"Is this fucking still? Is this server still fucking turned on? What is this for? What is Stadia? Is that it?
Up until January 18th, I think the servers are still going and you can still play all your content.
The
but
good news is that if you purchased anything from Stadia, hardware or software wise, you are getting a refund.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Google's
Good
at
on
least
Google,
making
man.
do that they're not robbing you when they shut things down.
because they technically could have, man. Like they could have just taken that fucking money and ran.
They could have, but
100%.
they realized it was a
Ubisoft.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could have pulled a Ubisoft. Exactly.
you know what's
Yeah.
sadder is that Amazon Luna is still a thing. Like that is still happening.
I don't
over
I don't
this.
see that being a thing
I've
any
heard
all
of
that much
to be
longer.
honest. That's another cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gaming
this was during the whole like the 2 years ago when everybody thought cloud gaming was going to be where it's at, and honestly, cloud gaming eventually will get to that point whenever everybody moves
Yeah,
to
the
Mars,
networking
and
is
we.
just not there yet. It's the same thing
Or-
with like 4K. It's just
No.
not there yet.
So, you know, Google was ahead of its time, but I guarantee if you walked up to a normal person, even a gamer, and you were like, "Yo, you have Stadia?" They're like, "Nah, you sweet and low. You're good. I don't want any. I don't want any fucking Stadia."
Yo,
Like-
low key, the only cloud gaming service I've tried is the PlayStation cloud gaming that has PS3 games.
I mean, GeForce
And-
Now works okay. It
Huh?
doesn't. GeForce Now.
Yeah, I was about to say people swear by Nvidia, the Nvidia.
Cloud, whatever it is.
I've heard that's pretty
it's
good. The
not bad.
PlayStation, not so much.
Yeah.
Britt and
Is
I have
that-
been playing Oblivion on the
Good
cloud.
internet. I don't know if it just goes for Nvidia, but I feel like most cloud, like you need a decent internet.
I mean,
speed.
I've got 1 gig up and 1 gig
It's-
down,
it's-
and it's still choppy. It's the server on
Right,
their end,
that's
not
it.
necessarily
That's-
my internet.
That's
Right.
the key. The key thing is that everyone is like, oh, it's got to be, you know, you got to have really, really good internet. No, you can have the best internet in the world, but if their servers are shit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's why Nvidia's is so right now is so good, because one, which I'm surprised, Google's was probably okay. I never fucked with it, but Nvidia, there's not a lot of user base. I guarantee the moment that it were to pop off and get a shit ton of people, I guarantee the servers would go to crap.
I don't know. When I tried Nvidia, I had pretty shit internet, and I had a rough time just like playing any game. So
Cruff, that doesn't surprise me,
Oh,
bro.
was
You
that
live in
early
Ohio.
on, though? Was that early on in the lifespan for it?
it was probably like last year. I don't know how
Yeah,
long.
because I know that I was watching I think I was watching Burke Black, and he was playing it, and it was pretty much
Burke
flawless.
uses 90%
Granted,
of his
he's
games
probably
are-
got a really good fucking internet, right? Like he's
Yeah.
he's
I'm saying good internet will help you. It'll only do
Yeah.
better
Well,
for
of course,
you,
but it's
I'm
still
sure
server.
that
It's
still is big on their side too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still server based.
Yeah.
So if you guys were expecting anything from Google Stadia, don't. The game that was, or like the few games that were locked to Stadia, are now coming to Steam. Just so you know.
that is cool.
That is good.
That is
Yeah.
really good.
Google,
I think they had like a horror
You did
game.
well with the failing project.
Yeah,
I think they had like a horror game that people were wanting to
it's
play.
GYI or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
One
Yeah.
just got announced too, and I don't know what it was. I'd have to find it. But
I mean, I can't
know
play
it-
Anthem on
that-
Stadia anymore. Fuck. What am I gonna do?
Damn.
Oh man.
Next piece of news, and this is kind of a twofer. CD Projekt Red, they announced a bunch of stuff. They announced a new IP called Hadar, Hadar. One of the co-founders and CEO is stepped down from the studio. They announced a Cyberpunk sequel, which I do want to talk about that because I don't know how to feel about that yet. And then Witcher 4 is coming in 2025.
At the earliest.
Oh, at the earliest. Okay. Also, too, they re-upped. They re-upped also the Witcher Netflix series for a season 3, and I think it's season 4 if I'm not mistaken.
Cyberpunk
Season 4. Yeah, season 3 was already in the works. It's
season 4.
being released here fairly quickly, but yeah, they re-upped for a season 4.
and
Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I thought that there was something I saw the other day that was like Cyberpunk season 2.
Okay, so question about this sequel, right? Is this like too early to talk about a sequel, like for Cyberpunk, in the fact that
Is it a true sequel, or is it like a spin-off experience? Because from what I understood from the announcement, it was supposed to be the like online game that Cyberpunk 1 was supposed to be. Like basically they're gonna make that co-op online experience its
I
own game.
heard both. I heard that it was gonna be a true sequel, but it was gonna implement the multiplayer that Cyberpunk 1 didn't have. Obviously, I don't know.
So this is from what I'm reading, and this
So
is coming.
I've got the full Forbes thing up, and then they kind of list out what exactly it has essentially. So I don't know if did you want to take this over, Cindy?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so essentially they're saying that its official description is it's Project Orion. We kind of figured that it was Cyberpunk Orion. It's a sequel to provide a full, powerful potential of the Cyberpunk universe, which, okay, that's great. Another description, Orion is codenamed for the next Cyberpunk game, which will take Cyberpunk franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of the dark future universe. It will be developed by CD Projekt Red team, not a third-party team, which is good, I guess. I don't know how well they did with the last one, but I think that was again that the way the Cyberpunk was released was predominantly due to pressure from the higher ups and pressure from execs, essentially.
Well, that and they tried to release on fucking 17 consoles and 17 versions of the fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, and again, that was I think that was just pressure from higher ups and pressure from execs and pressure from shareholders, essentially.
Right.
I guarantee you that the developers that were developing for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox One, I think, right?
The original Xbox, Xbox One.
Yeah, they were probably going, dude, this isn't gonna work. Like this, we're testing this. This isn't working, and the execs were like, shut the fuck up, just develop. So, team members who have confirmed above is Paolo Sasco, which is the quest director for the Cyberpunk stuff, which he did a really great job. I know that they said they were talking something about the where was it? They haven't been given any plot details about the sequel. Phantom Liberty, which is the current DLC basically that's coming out, still focuses on V and Johnny Silverhand. But you've played the game essentially. You know what's going on right there. I'm not going to give out any spoilers on that one because reading further into that would definitely give out spoilers. They did say something about the online version in here someplace. Where was that? Similarly, we do not know the location of the sequel. While Night City is an iconic area as a character in the game, I do wonder if they'd give up the exact same city again. I'm with these guys in saying I don't think it'll probably be a different city. It won't be Night City. It'll probably be like LA maybe or New York area more than likely.
If they want, I don't know. I don't think they could do the same city if they
I mean,
want.
they could do the same city if they wanted to. Like
They would get shit for it.
they would get a lot of shit for it for
Yeah.
sure, but they could technically do Night City again and
Sure, they
and
could.
do.
I'm saying,
I mean, The
could.
Legend of Zelda's done Hyrule for almost all of their
Exactly.
games, so you know.
But I'm not seeing anything about the online version in here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that they were saying that they want to have the online version in here as well. I don't know
So-
where the fuck that was.
so-
but
I'm not necessarily sure. My sources are not true, but I from what I've heard, rumors that the multiplayer is going to be more along the lines of a single player experience with multiplayer.
Well,
so that's what they
first
wanted
one
from
was-
the original
right.
multiplayer.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
they were the original multiplayer. It was when they talked about it. It was like you were never going to know if the person next to you was a player or not. Essentially,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So-
what this feels like to me is, and I think Cyberpunk has done a good job of trying to, especially. I mean, it's boasting 1 million players. Well, I don't know if it's still doing it, but it was last week was like 1 million players a day, and so like it's made a nice turn, right? But I really feel like this announcement, it feels like almost you had a chance to do kind of what No Man's Sky did and is doing. And then you have this route, which is like I almost feel is like trying to separate themselves and being like, hey, we're gonna get away from this. We've made good enough to a point where it's, not people are not looking at it as a
I don't
dumpster
know.
fire, and they're
Well,
trying to go.
I'm kind of well. You got to remember as well. You got to look at their previous projects, right? Like Witcher, they've always done a different Witcher. It's never been a built upon with the Witcher. They always put into place 2 DLCs, 2 to 3 DLCs, and then they move on to the next Witcher.
We didn't
right.
even get. We're only
This-
getting one here, right? We're only getting one DLC with this.
I
right?
mean, technically we get to if you want to count the free one that they offered that added in like a lot of like cosmetic stuff into it. Technically, we get 2. You could possibly say 3 because this update that they did with the anime added in a lot of stuff as well. So you could technically say 3, but officially, yeah, we only have 1 major DLC.
I'm actually in agreement with what's in here because something we're not really taking into consideration is like CD Projekt Red in the past has been way too open with their projects and their release dates and everything. I think they give away way too much online that they even know what to do with it. Like,
Yeah.
I think
I
this
think
is
they've
definitely
learned a bit. I think this last, it was a big learning experience. I think they are going to taper down
I hope
a reasonable
to see this
expectation.
soon worries me though that they're not. I hope they don't already start like pushing like more information and release dates and all. I doubt. the
I
release
highly
date.
doubt that they
I,
will.
I hope they don't do it like even residentially soon because these
No.
games are still way far out.
Yeah, he says right here in this article, this is them talking to Adam Kisnix or whatever his name is. The project CD Projekt Red president that the sequel is well off in the future. It's nowhere near.
Good.
Like we're not getting it anytime
I
soon.
think they should shut up. They should.
No, I mean you got to remember that they're trying to essentially
back on it.
take the popularity that they've garnered from this last huge boost. They're trying to push forward and be like, hey, we fucked up because they've been openly saying, yeah, we fucked up on Cyberpunk. We fucked up. We understand that. We understand what we did. And we thank you guys for sticking with us, essentially.
Shying away from that. It seems like they're, like Sin was saying, like they're trying to take away from it and point the eyes in another direction. I think what they should commit and be like, guys, we know we fucked up, but we're going to fix Cyberpunk, and we are showing that. We've made.
Well, I mean, they are.
doing.
They already are. They're showing that they're fixing
are, I
Cyberpunk
know,
as
but-
is. So
I
don't know.
guess
I just
my thing was that with this and where we can kind of move on because we're over time where we normally are. But I think
we are.
what I would have been happy with is if they announced this, but then also announced a roadmap to say, hey, by the way, we're still giving you, we've got 2 other DLCs in the works for Cyberpunk, or another big DLC coming for Cyberpunk, and we may. They haven't said anything.
Well, we know that we're getting one big Cyberpunk DLC coming in the future. This is the Liberty DLC is their next big huge DLC.
I feel like I wish they would have maybe not done this and just said, hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
They're trying to play to their strengths currently.
They've got a huge amount of people playing it
currently
now.
their strengths are they got a shit ton of popularity off of the Cyberpunk anime, and they're just trying to put their name out there as much as they can, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Anyway. All right. And last little quick hits is that the only one that we've got is that Cystal Dynamics is also, there's 2 things actually. Cystal Dynamics is testing the waters for the new Legacy of Kain. Please, dear fucking God,
I don't know how to feel about this.
Make it. I want a new Legacy of Kain. I loved Legacy of Kain. I love those fucking games.
I do too. Yeah, Legacy of Kain is legitimately one of my favorite franchises ever.
I don't trust Cystal Dynamics
ever, but I do not trust Cystal Dynamics after the bullshit they pulled on Marvel.
Yeah, please
like
God,
100%.
Don't make this a
that is my biggest thing. Is like they will fuck up Legacy of Kain if they can.
I just hope this was not
transactions.
Yeah, they're gonna have skins.
It's a battle pass that everything is on.
It sucks because Legacy of Kain has needed a new game or a retelling of the old games so fucking bad. Like it's such a good game and nobody is able to play it because it's just so old. But it is so good.
Don't worry, because you're gonna get another remaster of another game, or not a remaster, but a remake. We haven't even had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 coming out, and they've already announced that, leaked that Advanced Warfare 2 is going to be the next one. So don't worry, you'll get that one. So
great, that's exactly what we need.
25, I believe.
Yeah. So not even launched the other game, and they're already talking about the next one. Jesus, fuck. All right, well, chat.
Goodness gracious,
guys, listeners, that is it. That wraps up our show. Final words going out. Each person, we're gonna give them. That's your final word is blah. That's what you want to say? All right, blah. All right, Scruffy, what's your final word for the episode 67?
Yeah, you let me down, Overwatch. Do better.
Yeah. All right, Enigma.
Ooh, he's doing the Zac Efron. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Enigma, is that yours? Is that your outro?
No. I mean that is my general consensus to no. I am mad. Never mind. No, I'm mad and disappointed. That's my last.
Well, that's his. And mine is I like Overwatch. Come play with me if you don't want to play with Scruffy. He's an old fucking piece of shit and doesn't like the game. It's his fault. Don't worry about it. So just come play with me.
Damn kid, get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Soldier 76.
In any case, episode number 67 is in the bag, guys. If you have missed any of the other previous episodes, go and check us out at anchor.fm /pre-patch podcast. You can check us out there, get all the other episodes. You can also go to our YouTube channel and get us there. You can listen to us on all your apps. I mean, you should be able to find us. Go to Spotify, for fuck's sake. I mean, we're everywhere. And
Twitter.com /pre-patch podcast now as well.
If we're outside your window.
What? We are not outside your window.
What?
I am not outside your window.
You never know.
So
you are a voyeur.
Enigma, I need.
That is true. That is accurate. That we've definitely
established that he is that. I need you to stop twiddling your knobs, Bill, because that is real awkward. In any case, guys, we will see you in 2 weeks for episode number 68, which is one episode closer to what Scruffy's favorite episode is going to be, and probably he's going to host the whole thing by himself. Is going to be episode number 69. You guys have been amazing.
For that episode, before we leave, for that episode, instead of our cameras, can we just have the nice?
Oh my God, no! Because I have to reshape all that shit. No, we cannot. Absolutely not. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we will catch you guys in 2 weeks. See ya.
Bye.
Leave it dirty.